right, it should be good.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
Hello?
oh,
Oh,
the
oh,
perfect intro. The perfect intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the combo cast. You are on the tightrope with a deplorable Oni, old man Spetch, the digital pleb, and some weirdo. His name is Chimp Cult Sage. Ta Take of that what you will. We're going to be discussing a bunch of shit regarding the election, but that's kind of going to be on the back burner. We're not going to go too crazy or get tribalistic in this. We're going to have a
Yes, we
fun.
will.
You're right. Actually, if you don't agree with me, you should just die and be ruled over by fascism.
form your own
Yes.
opinion. Don't listen to this man.
Yes.
So, guys, Spets, you're new here. This is your first time talking with us on this beautiful, beautiful cast. Why don't you introduce yourself? This is your chance to stand at the front of the classroom and really make a good impression on the kids.
I slap cheeks. No. Hey folks, I'm Old Man Spets, aka Brian. I've known Navi for a good minute. I don't know. I don't know, remember how we ran into each other, but it was on Xbox. I know that.
It was
And I was complaining about some kind of government something or another, and immediately he was like, "Can I get your number?" And he started flirting with me, and it's been love ever since.
that's uh that's a 100% accurate description of what went down.
That's for sure. You were gonna say that's absolutely false, but fake news. He ran with it.
Yeah,
I'm a conservative. I can say that. I'll just put that out there. I'm a conservative, and I am a Christian. Uh, I'm not perfect though. I don't expect everybody around me to be perfect. And for fuck's sake, our government works for us. We don't work for them.
you're goddamn right.
That's my intro.
So I mean, I hope I'm not just jumping in here, but like
Let's dive in.
could you elaborate like a little bit on what you mean by that the government works for us?
Well, they are to serve. They work for us. They're here to protect us. Not uh, we're not here to make money for them. We're not here to buy their houses and their cars. Uh, they're not here to dictate, their vision, their morality, their ideologies. They work for us, quite literally work for us. If we have a problem with trash, they make it happen so that they come pick it up and clean it up. We have a problem with crime, they make it happen. They come, oh, good, they come clean it up. Their only main job is to protect us and our borders. Everything else,
Gotcha.
everything else like police or fire department, and that's all local, uh, civil issues or whatnot. I know some people like to equate them as being socialism, but they're just social services, not socialism. Nothing wrong with social services, but there is a problem when our government thinks that they control us and have the authority to tell us what to do all the time, like
It,
wear a mask or whatever.
it,
Well, I mean, me personally, I think that they do have the authority to tell us what to do.
That's interesting. Could you possibly show me in the Constitution or Bill of Rights where it says that they have the authority to do that?
Firstly, I would say that the whole idea of the Constitution and the fact that it was written before I was even born, and I didn't even have a say, or I didn't have to sign it, and I automatically was it legitimized a contract for me just because I was born here.
Should be thankful.
That kind of says that, I mean, really, to be honest, that it is a legitimate authority that was derived from people that lived long ago, that we now have to live under.
Well, you don't have to. Nobody's forcing you to stay here. You're welcome to go.
Well, yeah, I mean, I understand that, but like my whole thing is like I didn't choose to be born, but also if a contract in no other legal sense can a contract be legitimate unless you yourself signed it. So I
Uh,
mean, just saying like I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that um, there is the authority, and they do have the authority to tell us how to live and what to do because these amendments to the Constitution are specific things that we have the right to, whether we believe it or not.
because
Like
they're inalienable rights. Yeah.
right. And what I'm saying is like for the First Amendment saying that we have the right to free speech, like that is a declaration telling us that we have the right to free speech.
No,
The Second Amendment being that we have the right to bear arms and yada
that's
yada.
not.
But
That's not what that does.
I personally believe that we have the right to bear arms, or I believe I have the right to bear arms, no matter what any paper or authority tells
Yeah.
me I have the right to do. You
You're
see what I'm saying?
mistakenly thinking that that piece of paper gives you the right. It does not give you the right. It acknowledges that you have that right. That's where a lot of people misunderstand the Constitution. It doesn't. The Constitution, like for instance, free speech, or we can stick with the Second Amendment. It is not saying we as the government offer you this right, and if you agree with it, then you're an American or whatnot. It says that you have this right and we will not tread on it, essentially. Not those words, but it says that you have these rights and there's nothing that we can do about it. That's
I
what it
mean,
says. However, throughout our history, we, the people, have allowed our government to make little laws here and there that push back on it, push back on it, push back on it to the point now that I can't have the guns that my government has. Because I allowed my government to infringe on my rights.
Oh,
As crazy as it sounds, that I can have a cannon or a bazooka. I'm not talking about nuclear weapons because I really don't think countries should have those anyways. But you know, every weapon, logical weapon that my government has, I should be able to have access to. That's the way it was intended.
so do you believe that? So do you believe that these rights are
God given,
what would you say, like God given and inalienable?
correct?
Okay, so based on that, that they're inalienable and God given, uh, why do you think that they are up for debate? Like, why do you think they're up for interpretation if they really are inalienable and self-evident, as
Because
they say?
no man's perfect, and so we find flaws, and man is always trying to, just like children push the limits on their parents and find out what they can and can't get away with. Humanity does that 24/7. So, and then we as humans will say something like, you know what, we probably should restrict people from having these automatic rifles because you know they do so much damage. Well, that's a stupid argument because every gun does a lot of damage. That's what they're intended to do. Whether or not it shoots out 100 bullets per second or one bullet, you know, uh, you're still going to be able to do some damage. But that's what we've done throughout history. We've been little children to the parents and allowed them to school us.
Right. And and just to be honest, like I'm sort of just playing devil's advocate here too,
Uh-huh.
because like
I'm fine with
I
that. That's cool.
I've had all these like debates and discussions with people about the Constitution and about our freedoms and all the things we're talking about here. So
Right. Oh, I'm not. Even if you weren't, uh, even if you weren't playing devil's advocate, I'm fine with it. I have no anger towards anybody. I
right,
will say that
and
I was
Navi
just
and Navi,
recently.
sorry. if I stepped in, if you weren't finished speaking yet. I apologize.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. Essentially, I think you're kind of close in what y'all believe. John, you're saying essentially that you have these rights with or without the Constitution.
Right,
Because
right.
with the Constitution, a person can, or if we go the blind democracy route, if
Ooh.
you had a population, 90% of the population says, well, you have to pay money to breathe that air.
Hmm.
Then
They
we're taxing
they
air.
they try they if the majority believes that, and you have to live within that system, but regardless of the fact, you don't need a document telling you what you can and cannot do because it's an inalienable.
Right.
Would you say that's
Right.
kind of would y'all both agree with that?
Well, I do believe our rights are inalienable, and I don't need my government to. But as I did say at the beginning, that our Constitution is a recognition of those rights. It's our government saying we can't tell you that you can't say that there's something you can't say. Yet we all know that there's several words that if we say it, this video gets shut down. If we there's a certain man's
Which
name.
words would those be?
Yeah, if there's a certain man's name um, who was in the news not too long ago over some stupid stuff uh, as a whistleblower, and so if you say that person's name, the video will be deleted without any notification. It'll just be gone. Uh, Tim Pool has proven that because he said here, and he made the said the name, and the video was gone. Not by his deleting, but by YouTube's. So even though we have all these free
Rip
speech
it, beanies.
whatnot, there are tons of people and companies and whatever that are working to get rid of them, get rid of those freedoms left and right. The more
Right.
we allow,
And
the more it goes
and
away.
right. And Navi, going back to what you were saying about the rights, yes, I do I agree with what you're saying. But then again, there I am, maybe I'm playing devil's advocate here, but uh, I don't really believe that rights exist. And let me clarify what I mean by that. I mean that I believe that the only rights that truly exist in this world are the ones that you are personally willing to defend to the death. And so on that basis, somebody could somebody could believe that they have the right to a free education, or they have the right to health care or water or food or whatever the case may be, but not everyone would see eye to eye on that, just like not everyone would see eye to eye on the right to bear arms. And so in that sense, these rights are not inalienable or self-evident because not everyone can agree that this is actually a right.
Well, if you go out and let's say you go out camping in a forest or wherever, um, and you go out there with just you, yourself, and you, um, and an animal comes along that wants to eat you, do you have the right to defend yourself against that animal with anything near?
Me personally,
Yeah,
I think so, yes.
yeah. And I would imagine that given the opportunity, even the person that is most adamant against firearms, I believe that person would defend themselves if they saw a stick next to them, if they saw a hatchet next to them, they'd pick it up and defend themselves because
Well,
humanity
I can
humanity
tell
wants
you
to
with
survive.
certainty. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I can tell you with certainty that some people, and I've had this discussion with these people, that if you were being attacked by a mugger or somebody else, they really believe that you don't need a gun to
Uh-huh.
defend yourself. Like you can use a knife or a sword, or you need to learn hand-to-hand combat. I'm not saying that I believe that. I'm just telling
no.
you that there are people that say these things, and that's sort of like what I'm getting at here when it comes to rights, in my opinion, are not inalienable or self-evident, and that I don't really believe that rights actually exist except in our own minds.
That is an interesting theory. Um, I would still argue that they are self-evident. The problem is that people are stupid,
Yep.
and no
But
matter no matter what you say, some people still want to touch
perspective,
the fire to
because
see if it's hot.
some people would see that maybe you're stupid or I'm stupid, or and who's right, who's wrong? I don't know. I can't tell you, because sometimes I feel smart, but sometimes I feel like a total idiot.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. There's a lot of things that I don't know about. If I had to do some brain surgery tonight, that person's fucked. Um, you know, but on certain things I can figure out. I'm not a mechanic when it comes to vehicles, but so far haven't been hit with something that I can't fix in our vehicles. Um, I think we're all capable. A majority of us are capable of learning. And so when I see things as inalienable and without dispute, and the recourse or the response is, well, not everybody agrees with that, and I understand not everybody agrees with that, but I do think that there are a lot of stupid people in this world, and there are people that would, if a bear came up, rather than fighting for their life to defend themselves or even their family, they would think, well, this is the way it's supposed to be, and lay there and let it happen.
Just hop in the bear's mouth.
Yeah, and I'm not that way. I'm gonna go down fighting, and the next person that comes across that bear is gonna think something fucked him up.
What I think is interesting is how people want our government to micromanage their lives in a sense.
That is crazy.
Like
That really is crazy.
like imagine, like I'm sure maybe there was an incident a couple years ago in which people made a meme about Tide Pods and how you can eat them.
And then people
Now,
did it.
in an overly micromanaged society, for instance, the government or people in the nation would be like, this is an outrage. We should ban Tide Pods because a very small minority of mental retards are ingesting them.
hmm
And I'm sitting here, why should why should I be punished for the actions of an idiot?
Because you're part of the collective,
Now
and
I
we're
can't
not
wash my
we're
clothes.
we're not individuals. We are one, Navi. That's the problem that you're not taking into account, is that you are not you, you are we.
Well,
And
then we would all stink without Tide Pods.
Guys, I just have to say, let me interject in our conversation. I'm looking at the election map on a different site than what Sage is showing.
No, I was just having one
And,
up.
and
Is this accurate right here, or is this like, what
I
is
think
this?
it's
Is this live?
Somewhat. It updates every 5 minutes.
okay,
5, 10
I'm
minutes.
looking at
Oh,
Virginia,
okay.
and Virginia has been called, but I'm clicking on it, and it says Trump has 59% of the vote, and Biden only has 38% of the vote, but it says that he won.
so how the hell did it go to Virginia?
I
I
just
mean, how
took
the
a
hell did it
picture.
go to Biden?
I'm about to post it in our Discord.
What side are you on?
I just typed in live election results 2020, and it's the first thing that popped up. The Associated.
Mm.
Apparently, it looks like he got the majority of the electoral.
Oh, you think? I bet, or maybe I was thinking that I remember a few states were saying that they were going to go with the popular vote rather than electoral. I don't know if that's legally allowed. for them
Good.
to change.
At this point, when somebody says to me about anything involving the state, is this allowed? Um, well, whether it is or isn't technically, like specifically speaking, they can kind of do whatever the hell they want when it boils right down to it.
Well, I get that. What I'm saying is that there is a difference between states' rights and federal law. So federally,
Well, one supersedes the other. That's for sure.
in different things, yes. One, like for instance, COVID and how we deal with COVID. I don't know if we just got shut down or not. I'm hearing.
Are we allowed to say that word, or are we going to get demonetized?
I think we can say COVID-19 is real. I think
Oh,
that would
okay.
be supportive.
But if we say COVID-19 is a
Something else, yeah,
an H word, then
yeah.
we get
Mhm.
deplatformed or canceled or possibly even executed, or I don't
All
know.
of the above. Probably a Clinton associate will show up at your door. They already
Oh,
know
okay,
where
I got
you're
you.
at. They're
I got
viewing
you.
your ID and locating you right now.
I would think that they'd have much more important things to do than to watch me, but I mean, maybe you're right.
Oh no, they gotta.
Sweet baby Bill will send one of his guys over.
Just as long as he keeps his hands to him,
Oh,
that's
That's
fine.
that's Joe.
I just posted a picture investigating further into Virginia. Looking at it,
You're not wearing a blue dress.
they've Joe Biden has only won one county and the rest is red.
Huh.
It's extremely strange.
You're thinking too much into it.
Where at?
If you go to Virginia and you click on it and then you click on the state,
Everything
just
is
posted a
red
picture.
and pink, and
Meet Virginia.
that little itty bitty thing is blue.
So let's get into the electoral college. We'll just touch on it. We won't go too in depth.
Well, hold on, wait a minute. Let's focus on Virginia.
It shows in a couple of the counties there's a blue dot in the center of, I guess
Yeah,
that's the biggest
yeah.
towns in each county, or the only town.
Well, I see that blue mark. It says that won and leads, and so we've got 1, 2, 3 little blue counties that Joe Biden is winning in. We have one solid blue that he has won, and then everything else is either solid red or light red,
You
and then there's a couple of white spots with no results yet.
you know what I can't help getting over, just like as we're watching this right now, is like that literally our futures are dependent on which colors are going to start coming into these little cavities here.
Uh-huh.
That right there intrigues me, but also depresses me to a certain extent.
It's political Tetris.
Essentially,
It's right. It's like political Tetris. It's like, which color is going to be here? Like, it's weird, man. It's really weird.
also, what is this way? On live, watch the 2020 electoral map as votes come in on YouTube. It now has Virginia as red, not blue.
So they're
What's
lagging behind on
interesting
this.
is the New York
Yeah.
Times. I believe it was the New York
It's
Times.
got West Virginia and Virginia.
That's the one
West
I'm on.
Virginia.
The New York Times.
They're light red.
What the fuck is Texas blue?
It's 49 and 49 right now. Trump, Biden
what were
is
you
winning
saying,
by.
Navi?
Okay,
So scary.
I completely lost my trail of thought. It's red
You
now,
said the
by
New
the way.
York. You said the New York Times.
Okay, yeah. The New York Times they posted this today, ladies and gentlemen. They posted this today, and that they said it is the media's job to decide the election, essentially.
Sick.
And then basically they were saying you have to rely on us to tell you who won the election, and then they just deleted it. after people called them out, which is
I don't.
extremely
But
weird.
what's wrong with that? That's exactly what it is. What's the problem? I don't understand. Like, just if you're just own it, man. Just own it.
Listen,
See, what I
it's our
find
job to report the news.
what
It's
I
nobody
find
else's.
interesting is the prospect. If you've noticed, the social media companies have been extremely involved in politics to the point that they are actively deleting certain things that should not be mentioned. But what's interesting about that is the how the social media in general are taking it upon themselves to decide what is and is not reality. Like, I'm extremely skeptical when it comes to letting Facebook, for example, or Twitter decide what should and shouldn't be real. Like, how could anyone get to the point that they want to let a social media
How am I
company?
supposed to know? How am I supposed to know what's real and what's not if they don't tell me? That's what you're not understanding.
Ah.
I mean, people who run sites like Twitter, like Jack Dorsey, don't know what's real either. They go to places like Africa and have like a 7 day acid trip, and then they're like, "I know the world. I know everything about this."
Well, I would think that the gatekeeper knows what's real more than I do. I'm just some guy. You know what I mean?
I mean, when it comes down to it, I feel like Jack Dorsey doesn't really know when someone like Ted Cruz can come out of nowhere and just absolutely blow Dorsey's ass out.
So it was a crazy interaction to watch that.
I think I would pay very large amounts of money to see Ted Cruz uh, blow Jack Dorsey's ass out.
Well,
I mean, you
figuratively,
don't
he
have
did.
to pay it. You can watch it for free. It's on
Right.
YouTube.
Ladies and
Unedited,
It was a
unfiltered,
pretty good interaction.
raw.
I tell
Gruffle
you what,
man on Gruffle
um,
man.
I don't know how y'all feel about it, but after seeing what happened with the I don't know who was it? Oh crap, Project Veritas, busting out and catching these people in Texas, um, flip votes, and basically, there's video footage of this woman teaching this man how to uh, buy votes or trade votes, you know, and give old people gifts and so on, and talk them into voting Democrat. It was a woman who worked under a GOP candidate and was supposed to be going from house to house helping people in that district or whatever, you know, make sure that they were didn't have any questions or anything. And what she was really doing was helping these older people change their votes from Republican on over to Democrat. And it was caught on footage. And she said that she had affected nearly 7,000 votes already, and that
That's
there were
awesome.
many people doing it.
that's a very active woman.
Yeah. So even, I mean, I know that they're all excited about possibly switching Texas into a Democrat state. Um, there's no way in hell that I will accept that it's
Well,
blue.
see, that lady had a good heart though. Like she just wants people to be able to get their stimulus checks. That's all.
Yeah, yeah, I understand the logic behind it. I disagree. You know, disagree with the way it was done. I guess.
I I find it very, very strange that, because I'm pretty sure what she was doing was illegal.
Oh, it is. It is illegal, and yes, I did wait. It is illegal, and James O'Keefe, who runs Project Veritas, there's video of him um, trying to talk to her about it and calling her out, and she got super shy all of a sudden. She didn't want to talk anymore, and she made a statement um, from her lawyer. saying that she was tricked and it was a scam and
Well, illegal is just subjective.
yeah, you're right. Illegal is subjective. Uh,
It depends on
totally.
who you are. Just
It
like
depends on
how
who you are and who you ask.
just like how Biden can have uh, extreme tough on crime pos- positions, in which case he'll throw you in jail for
Pot.
I don't know, for pot, smoking crack, but his
I
son
think you should
can.
be thrown in jail for smoking pot because that makes you a disgusting commie.
You get the
That's one
madness.
opinion.
The reefer madness.
But
I even heard that shit makes you listen to jazz music and seek relations with black people.
I did hear.
That's what I hear.
It
I
makes
heard.
you kill all your friends.
I heard
Right,
that if you
right.
smoke, you will listen to NPR.
Oh,
but
that's the
like
worst.
but
Yep.
in the leaked videos, we have Hunter Biden smoking crack while getting a foot job, and I mean that in the most literal sense, a foot job from random hookers.
Which toe was she on? Because that matters
I
in
think it was the
context.
pinky toe. I'm pretty sure.
Oh snap!
Mm, the special one, special
Man,
place. But yeah, this video
serious
of him. Sadly, I'm extremely sad to say this. I watched the video by mistake, and I saw Hunter Biden smoking crack while getting a foot job, and that will forever be burned into my mind.
Yeah, but who hasn't been there once or twice in their life? I mean, come on.
Man, I've been a lot of
Unless you're a
places,
total
but I've never
prude.
been there.
I've never been on crack.
Well, I can
I
neither
mean,
confirm nor deny that I watched the video.
Wait, you guys have never been on crack?
Huh?
no, I would
So
never do something
wait.
like that.
So you've never had sex?
No, I don't. I'm a Christian.
Oh, well, I am too, and I try to get some every day. What's wrong with
Oh.
Be like King of the Hill, and buy crack to catch
that?
fish.
Right,
I
right.
forgot
That's
about
the
that.
only
forgot
reason
about
I've
that.
ever bought crack is to use as fish bait.
Fish bait. And it also turned, once they eat it, it mellows them out, and then you can taste the flavor.
No, but like real talk. I really want to know what you guys think is going to happen um if Trump wins the election, if he's
All right.
reelected.
Ooh.
What do you think
Spicy
is
topic.
going to happen?
All right. Well, I'll go from. I'll start, and then everybody else can finish. I'll just say this real quick. I think Biden is going to win no matter what, because it's they have it rigged. Like I said, they've already been caught cheating multiple times, and now they're saying that regardless of any deadlines, that we have to allow all the mailed in ballots to be counted. They don't say anything about ever being valid ballots. They say that all the ballots need to be counted and looked at, which tells me that there's going to be more fake ones than not. And then the fact that they are saying that Trump cannot declare victory tonight if it's clear. You know how every other election we've ever had, eventually somebody says, you know what, we're going to call it for, as in like they did in 2016. We can't believe it, but we're going to call it for Donald Trump. And then Donald Trump, got on and made an announcement, and eventually Hillary somewhat accepted it that night.
Very
That
drunkenly.
Yeah, that won't happen right now.
Well,
Because
that aside, what do you think that will happen? What do
Twitter
you think
said
will
that
happen
they would
if
block
Trump
him.
does win?
Twitter said that they would block him on Twitter if he claims victory.
Which he
Now,
probably will.
which he probably will, and they're planning on suing, and fighting it in court. I think that we're going to see some riots.
So you think there will be civil unrest?
I do.
Of
Well,
course.
that's going to happen regardless. There's a
Both
reason
ways.
many shops in certain areas have already boarded up all their windows. The writing is on the wall. I personally think that one of two things are going to happen, and I speak of this from the most chaos point of angle. Trump is potentially going to win at a very, very slim margin, in which case the mail in ballots will eventually say that he didn't win, which will be hilarious from a chaotic neutral perspective.
In Indy, I'm always chaotic evil.
But
I'm just
the most chaotic thing that could possibly happen, though, and part of me really wants this to happen, is for Trump to lose on election night, but because of the mail-in ballots, to inevitably win regarding that. Along further down the lines, which would cause the most chaos.
They extend it for their own demise.
From
Right.
from what I've been seeing on Twitter and the interwebs, most people think Trump is going to win. I will personally put his odds at 75% to 80%. I'm not sure. It depends on we have Wisconsin as well, Illinois, which that seems to be going heavily skewed in Joe Biden's direction, but they're only at 7% reporting. Right now, Florida has Trump at 50%, at 88% reporting. Georgia has Trump at 56% winning, which that was a battleground state, supposedly according to the Democrats. Texas, went back in Joe Biden's favor at Trump at 48% and 50%.
but it's
Now-
only 46% in.
Right. I think this election, Trump's going to take Texas.
I pray
It's,
he does.
it's probably going to be close, but he's probably
Is it-
going to take Texas.
Is
And-
it bad? Is it bad that I literally don't give a shit who wins as long as I get my stimulus check? Is that
That's a
bad?
bad thing. Yeah, I think that's a bad thing.
Shame,
think so?
John. Shame.
So it looks like Arkansas has voted Trump. Electoral vote. No Arkansas ballots have been counted yet.
Yeah, it just
they
automatically
just
went.
gave Arkansas to Trump. Hell yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Virginia is still at 30% estimated vote reported, but all the electoral votes have went to Biden.
We're probably there's a couple more blue drips in there, but there's only 3. Or no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the rest of the state is either red or pink.
So back on Virginia, Joe's got 39.3 and Trump's at 58.9, but they're giving him the 13 votes on the map.
But see, all those counties still aren't done counting votes.
Right. So that's why I don't understand why any of them that are still counting, why any of them would be saying, "Oh, we're going to call it for him."
Can you not zoom in on Arkansas like that?
Oh, I can.
Oh, it's just nothing's fucking done
But
yet.
no
Everyone knew
votes.
Arkansas.
No votes have been posted yet, but all electoral votes have been voted Trump.
Trump was going to win Arkansas hands down, regardless.
That's because black people love Trump. They've understood it now.
He needs to build his casino on right beside the Mississippi,
Yeah, well,
right beside the Greenville Bridge, crossing over the Mississippi.
Take down Harlow's.
Yeah,
wait. That
just
would be
build it on
perfect.
top.
That'd be absolutely perfect.
Yeah, you could add at least 50 more stories to it. That way, when it does flood, that people can still gamble in the top 50 floors.
Perfect.
Spets, I remember a time during the first election in which you told me Trump was not going to win.
I said that we, the people, would not win with either Trump or Hillary.
Ah, okay, I see what you're saying.
And it's funny too because when I'm on Twitter or Facebook and I'm educating the masses, they like to go through my history and find something to try to cancel me on. And I don't delete any of my old posts where I said something saucy or disagreeable or whatever. I leave all that there. for context so that I can see how I change and people can see how I've changed over the years. There's also a time on my Facebook timeline where I was against um, the electoral process altogether, and I viewed the popular vote as the better vote. I was also younger and dumber then. Now I understand that it's not about majority rule. It's we've got to protect the minority.
What I find interesting, sorry for that. Give me just a second.
No problem. What I was going to say though, in regards to my change on Trump, is that he got into office. I laughed about it for about a week once he was elected. I was like, well, we totally deserve this. And it turns out we really did. And I actually appreciate what Trump has done because he's not a politician and he doesn't play by politicians' rules. He says what's on his mind, regardless if it's a good thing or a bad thing. A lot of people like to make the claim that Trump is the most lyingest president ever, and that's
He's
when
Hitler,
they
essentially.
count they count stupid things as women love me. He'll say something like that, and they'll say no, that's a lie. On average, women don't hate him, or he'll say something like Hillary Clinton acid washed her server, and fact checkers will come out and say, no, that's inaccurate. Hillary Clinton did not use an acidic material on her server, which is a true story that really did happen.
Right,
So
right.
a
The left,
majority of his lies aren't lies. They're just a way of saying it, or he's a braggart. He talks a lot of trash. But I will say this, he is also the number one president that has lied about the most over any other president out there throughout our history. I can't remember a media, I can't remember Hollywood telling so many lies about a president than they do now. Trump came in and did what he said he was going to do. He is not perfect, I know that, but he did what he said he was going to do, and I have complete respect for him, and that's why I voted for him today.
I kind of agree, but I don't agree with the fact that he hasn't shut down the IRS yet. That's what I don't agree with. And I think that's the one thing that he needs to really focus on. And he needs to focus on he needs to finish building that wall, and he
Amen.
needs to make Mexico pay for it like he said he was going to, instead of adding to the national debt.
All right. Well,
And if
the
he could just go ahead
absolute.
and legalize pot while he's at it too, and send me my fucking stimulus, that would also help. That would also help his cause in my eyes.
I think maybe if he would have like a week before today, like last week, if he would have said, you know what, screw the house, this is what we're going to do. We're going to send a check out and a joint in each check, and oh yeah, weed's legal now. And make that an executive order and just send it out like mail-in ballots. Just send it out to everybody, Democrat, Republican, Christian, whatever. I have to imagine that the hardcore Christians out there that are like drugs are bad, okay, those people would secretly smoke it just to see what would happen, and then they'd be like, "Whoa,
Just
They'd be
send out
listening to Pink Floyd,
$1,200
listening to
and
Dark
some
Side of the Moon
blunts.
and shit. Like,
or actually reading the Bible in a whole new way." It'd be crazy. They'd actually talking to Christ, like, "Whoa." I don't know.
I'm still on. I just want to say that I would just vote for anyone that's going to send me the most money, that's going to give me the most free shit. That's
That's
who I want to win.
that's exactly what Democrats are saying.
Well, I mean, I guess I should have voted Democrat then.
You bastard.
I mean, you would just get money, but you wouldn't be able to, if you do
I
have
bet
the
you wouldn't get
expertise and
anything.
business sense, you wouldn't really be able to get rich because you'd have to pay all this taxes.
Yeah, 62%.
Why do you have to destroy my dreams, man?
20 cent, y'all.
Well,
I just
don't
want to
vote
live
for
in
Biden then.
I want to live in fantasy land, okay? And you're trying to take me out of fantasy land, and I don't really appreciate that because I like it here in fantasy land.
You know who else liked it there?
Michael Jackson.
Thank
God
you.
damn it.
Damn
me
it! I
to
set
it.
that door up, and I was like, nobody's gonna say it. Or what's his name, Macaulay?
You're gonna say Michael Jackson,
Culkin?
really?
I was gonna say Michael Jackson. Yeah, he loves that place.
John, you got to start with the man in the mirror.
Well, I've been asking him to change his ways, and he just won't fucking listen.
I'm looking at the man in the mirror.
I'm asking him to change his ways.
Send me that stimulus check.
Go on and send me that stimulus.
Yeah.
Please, but yeah, if you are listening, Daddy Trump, if you are listening, please send me my stimulus, because like I will love you, I will worship you, I'll do whatever you want. Just send me my stimulus, okay? That's all I want. Please, my Lord and Savior, Daddy Trump. Amen. That's all.
The savior of humanity, the God
He's
Emperor.
he's my own personal savior.
Dun dun dun. They're still giving Virginia.
He hasn't
Nowhere to
moved
I
out
don't
go.
think
much.
this doesn't seem to be an accurate map, because I was just looking at the coverage on NBC, and it wasn't this colorful. Their map didn't have this many colors on it.
I don't know where my son went, but I'm gonna turn on his TV.
Says Trump's leading in Virginia by 300,000 or 230,000 or something. But he still has the all the electoral votes.
It looks like New York Times is skewing once again.
Is anybody watching the Young Turks for
No.
meltdowns?
Oh,
I
dear
actually have
God.
it pulled up right now. Chank is
No,
sweating super
I don't
hard.
watch the Young Turds.
Well, I don't either, but if it starts to go towards Trump, I want to see it for the memes alone. It'll be good stuff.
Chank is sweating once again.
Crazy. You know, Tim Pool says that there are a lot of, I say a lot, I don't know what he means by a lot, but he said that there are a good number of celebrities um, and sports people, entertainers, whatever, that he has talked to privately, and that they've said that they support and are voting for Trump, but can't say it out publicly because they are afraid to lose everything that they have, their product deals and blah blah blah.
Well,
And
that and
actually,
and and that and me and Navi were discussing this earlier, that most people that they do ride a party affiliation, whether it's Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, whatever. It's not really that they have these opinions, and it's not really that they believe in it themselves. It's because of their preferred indoctrination system, their preferred media that they follow, and the
is it me or did he just
their
cut off?
friends, coworkers, uh, you know, um, classmates, etc. It's they don't really believe this shit. They just go along with what they think is going to make them more acceptable.
Basically, as we're in school, we are taught to fit in with the crowd. And people will take that to heart and go into the real world, quote, like figurative, the real world, and they will essentially adapt to the environment around them. Now, there is a difference between people and animals, in which case people have the ability, they don't always use it, but they have the ability to adapt the environment to them. While in most cases, animals will adapt to the environment. So essentially, in school, we are taught to behave like animals. drones in a sense to fit in with your group in a sense.
Hashtag okay drones. That was my response.
And if you don't, you end up like I did, and pretty much always, in ISS or sitting out in the hallway.
You were a bad boy in school.
I was the bad kid. Yep.
I was a secret bad kid. Teachers loved me. Fathers were scared of me.
I was just openly not a good student. I didn't do well. I didn't make good grades. I didn't even come to school half the time, and when I did, I was usually high on one substance or another.
I had a teacher who absolutely hated my guts. I don't know why. It was probably because I was extremely quiet. Why she was like, the language English is the absolute best thing in the world. Wouldn't you agree? And I was just
Don't
like,
worry. Don't worry. She hated me too.
I was just like, And so she called me evil because I didn't want to participate in class.
Wow.
I personally think it's because she was jealous that you were so devastatingly handsome. Of course, that's just my theory.
I just look like a handsome Squidward.
She didn't like me because
Are you
I wrote the way that I wanted to in her class, and she didn't like that.
You weren't going to deal with her shit. You were going to be you, and she didn't like that.
I mean, the problem was he was writing Gilligan's Island fan fiction.
Yeah.
You know what's really interesting is a few months back, because I know the teacher you're talking to. She loved me because I'm just an absolutely amazing person, which you all know and accept.
You look like Jesus. So
Thank you,
There's
thank
that.
you.
And devastatingly handsome as well.
You're right. I'm absolutely amazing. But I
it's the
was,
whole package except for the package.
oh man, yeah. I mean, sometimes you're born with everything, and then the one thing you really wish you had, you don't
I
have.
really
Don't
thought-
have.
I really thought you were about to do a Maybelline commercial right there.
He was,
But
Maybe
as
he's born with it. Maybe
but
it's
as I
Maybelline.
was as I was saying, I was going through some of my old assignments and some of the things that I wrote when I was in high school, and I think it was in her class, and basically it was an English assignment, and it was basically talking about why it was asking you like regarding 9/11 and about how basically asking kids about like to what extent would it be okay for rights to be taken away to take it.
Wow.
And I read this year, and I read what I wrote, and I essentially was like, well, yeah, the Patriot Act of blah blah blah, uh, because of 9/11, our rights, some of them should be taken away. And I look back and I'm like, what the
Fascist.
hell was I thinking? And under what kind of indoctrination program well, I don't want to say the name of the school, but was our school under? Why was that in the English class? Why was
Oh,
something
say the
political?
name of the school. Come on.
You really should.
Hamburg High School, and they asked me they in an English class why we should take rights away, and I was like, that's so weird. That's
And
so
why they taught you
strange.
that rights should go away. It's almost like
Bro,
they presented
bro,
the idea. It's almost like they presented the idea as something for you to make up your mind on, uh, but at the same time convinced you that you couldn't make up your mind on it. This is the way you had to think about it.
see if I was in a situation like that now, as I am now, I would have went the extra mile and been like, yeah, they should be taking rights away. As a matter of fact, they should be executing people that talk bad about the president or say anything bad. If you're even accused of thinking of thought crime, then you should be executed, no trial, no jury, straight to execution.
You know,
Period.
that
See,
looked
this
like
guy gets it.
1984.
You know what I
And
have to
think
say to that?
You know,
You
they've started
fucking
banning-
accuser.
You fucking accuser.
I'm trying to save you, you motherfucker.
Really?
He's
As
going.
a matter of fact, you could have even called her out for not being
Yeah.
hard enough.
We just have to be become a totalitarian state.
You know what's crazy?
Right.
You
Right.
talk about that, but that's actually what a lot of people on the left during the whole COVID, during the beginning of it. Well, not in the beginning. They were all praising, or a lot of people were, but now they're saying that Trump should have been more totalitarian. He should have never allowed anyone to come back into the country, even our citizens. That when he shut down China, he should have kept all the U.S. citizens out that were.
I agree. And I think that if you aren't wearing a mask and you literally, it's clearly obvious that you hate people, then you should be executed live on
Right then and
Facebook.
there.
Like
Right.
Facebook, it should execute you on Facebook Live to make an example of you, to show that this is not what's going to be tolerated.
Death by a Facebook firing squad. That sounds
Right.
like a way to
Exactly. And Mark Zuckerberg should be the one giving the firing orders.
You think should he pull the trigger though?
go. He should look you dead in the eye, point his finger at you, and say, "Your account has been deleted," and then just
And
blow you
then they
away.
just
Your
blow you
account
away,
has been
right?
deleted.
What if they full on flex and say you're fired, and then
Or he can just
You're-
say get zucked or something.
get zucked?
No,
And they
he
throw
needs
down
to
some
talk
X's.
about, look at this sweet baby Reyes all over the wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome aboard the tightrope, China Sang, a good friend of mine. I'm not sure if he's exactly here. He's been rather quiet, but
He's here in
joined.
spirit.
I don't know if my mic's working.
It is
It's
now.
perfect. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
there you go.
It kept telling me it wasn't, so I just was like, okay, I'm gonna just deal with this.
Why do I know that voice sounds familiar?
That's you know who it is in your
Look.
heart, old man.
I do.
You are. You're very thrilled.
And who is this now?
This is my good friend Andrew. Me and old man Spets have gamed with him for absolute years.
Who's Andrew?
Oh,
Snap.
hi Andrew.
What's up, guys?
Gucci. That's what I was missing.
Sorry.
That's what I was missing was Gucci.
Hey, look, I just want to bring you guys back like 10 minutes ago when you were looking at individual states. Look at Illinois where I live.
Yeah.
They haven't even counted a quarter of the counties, and they've already awarded Biden Illinois.
I see that.
Because of the
They
electoral.
got like 7 counties, and it's done.
10%, 10% of it in, and yeah, they're giving it all 20 to him. They've been doing that. They did that with Arkansas too, at 23% in, and but that's all at Trump. No,
I'm
yeah,
looking at
that's all.
See,
going
this is not accurate, because what I'm seeing here is that Biden is ahead.
Yeah, well, and in votes, he's at 91, and Trump's at 73.
He's also been at 91 for like an hour now.
But Illinois is showing that that's going to Biden.
Damn,
It's only
New
been
York Times.
10%.
Get with it. You're definitely not with the times.
It's because if you look at the north part where Chicago's at, Chicago and Cook County pretty much cover the population of voters right there. And they always decide our voting patterns in Illinois. The rest of Illinois is going to be red, but it's going to continue to go to Biden simply because of the population in those areas.
Yeah.
Frankly, I'm looking forward to a Biden administration.
I don't want to be rich.
Harris administration.
Yeah, it's going to be a Harris administration. They've already said
Yeah.
that.
Biden's gonna drop the weights on himself next year.
I don't even think he's going to make it. Like, if he were to win, I don't think he'd make it a month or two. I think he's going to be replaced immediately.
He's gonna hang himself with a bed sheet.
They're going to give him a little bit longer than that. They got to play it off a little
and
bit
then
longer.
somehow Hillary Clinton is going to be the new president.
She'll be the vice president, and then they kill off. Kamala la la la, and then Hillary takes over.
I'm excited. I really am.
I'm excited
a-
for the aftermath of all this.
I have a buddy that says he just wants the war to start and get over with. He wants it all to be over with.
Now that is an optimistic, hopeful perspective that I can get behind.
I'm ready for us to
Let's do it.
progress back onto all fours and become tree climbing beings.
Beast.
Return
I think
to
we should be pushed.
monkey.
We should be pushed back into the ocean.
You think so? That far, huh?
Yep, back to the ocean for us. That's where we need to go because obviously we don't deserve to be in the trees.
Time to go back to Atlantis.
Is that another way of saying the South will rise again? Atlantis,
Yeah.
rise.
No, the South will never rise again.
I'm talking about Atlantis.
Oh, okay. Well, then yes.
The surface, yes.
Yes,
We
because it's underneath, it's below, it's south. Oh,
It's in the Gulf. That's why it's so dirty in the Gulf, is because pollution in Atlantis.
yeah. It has nothing to do with the waves or the
Nah.
No.
the,
No.
the shape of the Gulf or anything like that.
It's that damn BP.
Crazy story here. Not far out from Galveston, you can maybe it's 30 minutes or an hour drive on a boat out. There is a beautiful, amazing clear water coral reef that is insane, and sharks and all kinds of wildlife, that exist in the ocean as it does. But having been down here and gone to Galveston many times and seen how dirty the water is, I just have a hard time accepting when I'm over there that is anywhere near close to Galveston. It's crazy. But I'll stop changing the subject.
Let me propose this line of thought that I just had while I was sitting outside taking a nice long and piss.
Oh my God, I have a chub. I have a chub already.
Oh man, it's coming. It's coming. But for instance, take away all of your biases, which is incredibly hard to do. But take away whether you want Trump or Biden to win. As a person, how do you know who won the presidency actually won?
I don't know. That's a good question.
the
Honestly-
media
honestly,
are
did-
used to.
Honestly, I just want them both to win.
That's the problem, though. That's why we have an issue right now. They set this up, and I can't remember the month, but it was in 2019 when they set this up. I made a Facebook post about it recently, where the Democrats first started talking about Trump was only going to be able to win it if he cheated, and they started talking about all the ways that he would cheat or what he would do in order to again steal the election as he did in 2016. Because we all know that he won in 2016 because he cheated. He stole that election.
The Russian.
And yeah, it probably is the Russians. And I just heard something. Did I lose it? Or am I still here? No, I'm still here. So I think that it started back in 2019, and they have slowly been pushing it out in the media. And next thing you know, everybody's hearing it, and that's what they just think, that this election is not going to be valid. So all that started happening. And then 2020 comes around, and now neither side is going to trust what the other side says. They have set us up to have a failed election. Neither side will accept it. I've already said I won't accept anything where Biden wins because every blue state that I see it as them cheating.
But what will you do?
Well, I'm not going to say what I'll do. I'll defend myself. How about that?
Yeah, but I mean, really, there's nothing you can do. Then there's nothing that you can't do anything.
What's interesting is everyone, and I'm not insinuating any here, let me be clear. Everyone seems to be waiting on a person to do something whenever there's a huge event. And it's like they count on, well, hopefully someone will stand up to this. But what if, for example, this is a thought experiment. What if you are the only one in the whole wide world who, if you did something, you would actually be able to make a difference? What would, and I'm
That
not
person would be
asking
called a
you to,
terrorist. That person would be killed and or arrested, thrown in jail, destroyed.
And would mean absolutely nothing in the long run.
I
depends.
understand what you're saying. I do understand what you're saying. Um, but it's just a matter of whether or not that person, whoever that person is willing to throw their life away because that's essentially what they're doing. They're for giving their life, giving it up for
Look,
their.
let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. I am not going to give my life up for all these freaking animals that seem to know that they know what's right for my life. You think that I'm really going to martyr myself or to stand up for them? I mean, I mean, I hate to sound like nihilistic or anything, but like,
Love being
you know,
nihilistic.
if there was a shooting in a Walmart, I mean, I'd probably be using them as human shields, to be honest with you, to get out of there.
Jesus Christ.
I think I'm a little bit different than you, but that's
I
okay.
mean, it's kind of that sounds dark, but I see these people and they think that they have a bearing and that they know what's right for me, so that they can choose this politician or that politician to tell me how to live my life. I personally consider that a threat.
Who is the threat that you're talking about? And
Whether you're
are you
Republican
joking
or
or
Democrat, if you're a voter, you're literally using politicians to force your will on me against my own.
see? I
Yeah.
can't
And
tell if
even
you're
and
sarcastic or
no, I'm not being sarcastic right now. I am sarcastic sometimes, but in this sense, I'm being dead serious that these people literally, I think voting, and you may not agree with me on this, but I think that voting is violence for cowards.
interesting.
I can I can somewhat see the line of thinking you're going with. Essentially, that you are an individual living in a reality dictated by others.
Exactly. And
Hmm.
I
But
don't have a say, and you can say, well, if you don't like it, then you need to vote. And I'm like, okay, well, if I do vote, then what if I'm going to vote for the person that I really want to win, and this person is not going to win? So what is the point in me going and sitting 3, 4 hours to go vote for somebody that I know has no chance in hell to win, because that's what I believe in. Like,
Now, John,
well,
what?
let me interject real quick. That line of thinking
Mentality comes
was
from
probably
adults.
going through every person's
Some people
mind
just felt like he
the
does
day Donald Trump
that person
was
would never
elected.
chance.
Donald Trump, Donald freaking Trump
yeah,
became
I had to say it
president
a bunch.
of the
But
United States of America, a reality television show host, a steak salesman,
a baller.
became the president. That's insane. But if a person
No, it's
like
just
that,
right. It's just right.
But that happened because we voted. And and to be fair, I didn't want him to be president, but I'm
but
glad that he was
hell of a ride
or
since
is.
he become president. My lord.
I think a riot is underselling.
To be
And
honest,
I
Like how
disagree with that ideology or that line of thought. If you don't mind me going on, Navi.
uh go on, go on. I'll
Okay.
say what I have to say in a minute. I'll let you
I
I
disagree
give
with
you
that line of
permission.
thought because if
Uh,
first of all, if you hate it or disagree with it or are worried about somebody controlling your life, there are parts of this country where you can move to where nobody can control your life. You
where
can
exactly is that?
Alaska. There's massive amounts of land in Alaska that you can go buy for absolutely cheap and live your own way of life up there. Nobody will show up ever, and you can do whatever you want to do up there. And you're gonna have to give up some things, but you can do it. There's also places in the mountains and forested areas all across this country. The kind of government that you would have to deal with if you dealt with would be localized government. And you could go all year long without interacting with other people, or you would only interact with the people that you took with you. So there are places in this country, there are places in this world where you can live like that. And if that's the way you want to do it, more power to you. I don't think that my vote for Donald Trump forces anything on you because you have your freedom. I fully support.
Of course it's a force on me, and not only is it a force on me, it's literally saying that you know what's right for me, and
Uh,
you believe that you know what's right not only for me but for other people to cast your vote and to say, look, I know what's right. This is what I think you should live by. This is what I think you should believe in. Blah
no,
blah blah.
no. Uh, when I
So
vote
if
for,
that's how
when
you
I
feel,
voted,
what's your proposed system then?
See, that's the problem. And I've had this discussion with people before. It always comes to this. So
I
what would
agree with
you
that.
do? What's your proposed solution? And my whole thing is like, I don't have one because I don't know what's right and what's wrong for you. How can you ask me what my solution is for you?
we're not
I mean,
asking.
that's crazy. Like, why would I have an answer for your life? And
Let
No,
why would you even be suggesting that I would have a solution for you?
nobody asked that question.
let me interject here. Let me interject and finally say what I was going to
Okay, go
say.
ahead.
But I wanted to let y'all talk for a minute, and I think that was the best choice. Now, what I want to propose to you, say that tomorrow some catastrophic thing happened and there were no rules or laws. It was the Wild West, for instance. Would would y'all be able to live? Would you be honest gentlemen in such a scenario? In which case, basically, would you start to behave like, which no one can answer this, no one can really know how they would react if they weren't without
If I
being
don't
in the
know you, you're
situation.
dead. That's how I'd react.
Okay, okay. Because I believe that I would act generally without the government. I feel like I would act kind of very similar to the same way.
I don't
And
because I
see and see the fact that you say
I can't trust man. I
know
can't
me,
trust.
I'd be dead. Like
I can't trust.
that shows me the sort of mentality that is behind the system of voters and voting.
No, it shows you that humanity without restraints is evil,
Destructive.
horrible.
Is the government. That's the only thing stopping you. Like if you were here and there were no laws, then I would be dead. I'm a dead man. Like
Not by me, unless you threaten my family. That's what I'm saying. If I don't know you and you come up to me, then yes, there's going to be problems.
See, this is
Oh, I
Either
thought you
where
meant, I thought you
either
see I
you're
thought
going
you meant just in general. I thought you meant just in general. If I don't know you, you're dead.
What
well, let me put it like this. I have land, and if the shit hits the fan, I'm going there. I've got enough for me and mine. And when people eventually show up and start begging and saying that they need help, I can't help them because I don't have enough to provide for the world. We're going to be our own little country. And when people get hungry enough and desperate enough, they're going to push in and bad things are going to happen. Either we're going to win or we're going to lose. That's what I'm talking about.
Understood.
Well, I just want to say that honestly, I think that our founding fathers built a beautiful system, but over the years, it's become corrupt. Our government is supposed to be a limited government, and feeling like a single president has this much control over your life is never the way that any of us were supposed to feel. So, I
And
mean,
honestly, I know what you're saying, and I agree with that. But I also believe that this system has always been, um, it's always been corrupt. And every
going to be
system,
that's going to be
every system of control is inherently corrupt because it has to be, it has to be controlled by biological organisms, us, which have instincts and we have needs and we have selfish wants and we're human. And any system that is run by humans are going to be inherently corrupt. And I think that the Constitution and the United States of America was a great experiment in freedom and even limited government and all these things. But I think that we've come to a point now to where we have to evolve to the next stage of what it means to be free. And I think that that's the reason that we're in the position that we are in now, and with the position of these two candidates that we have, and all this, this is all just a byproduct of this system.
But you can't tell what the next stage is.
No, no, I can't. I really cannot say what that is because I
Seems like
don't know. I'm not I'm not bold enough to say what I think is right for you or your
I'm not asking
family or for anybody else on
you,
planet Earth.
to say what's right for you.
what I think it should be is a smaller, more limited government, and make it more decentralized.
See, I can say that that would be a good start. That's all I know. And I'm not even sure of that. To
But
be
how to
honest with
get
you.
it like that, I have no idea. I can only.
Me me either, but what I'm saying is like I agree with what you're saying and I think that that's the good first step. But everyone's going to have a different opinion on what that means and how to get there.
That's why you do it state by state.
well, in all honesty, I feel like these last year or 2 years, I feel like we've been moving towards more of a the Karl Marx utopia. And if you ever got the pleasure of reading his book, America would be a great place for this utopia with shotgun anarchy. And the way that people are behaving with rioting and looting and destroying, they're slowly moving us to this because everyone's lost faith in the system and how it works. I feel like we choose our leaders, people that are the presidents of countries, as in our system where we vote for somebody. We're picking somebody not just for ourselves, but somebody that we think that we can trust, that will stand up when times are bad and be the one to continue leading us. And I feel like moving forward, that's kind of mindset everyone should have, is when you're going to cast a vote, you look at the stronger candidate and someone that, if we had a war blow off with Russia, what is that guy going to do? What's the guy in charge? The guy that calls the shots, what's he going to do? Because
because
we're
it's
Well,
moving to a society that is crumbling right now. Just look at the news for the last year. Society is just slowly just crumbling
well, well,
beneath our
if
feet.
if if you'll allow me to interject for just a second, I just want to say that the problem there is that the system of power, I don't care what it is, communism, capitalism, whatever, I don't care what it is, it's always going to attract a certain kind of sociopathic, psychopathic kind of person, because those are the kinds of people that seek control. And the people that should be in power are normally the ones that don't want it.
But another position to that is essentially going along the lines of thinking that you're going on is which I don't mean to misrepresent anything you say, but essentially what I'm saying is that because that system of power exists, it should be limited. But the same thing could be transmogrified to fit, say, a Second Amendment argument or a right to free speech argument, because the ability to take advantage of it and hurt innocent people exists. It should be taken away to an extent. Which I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but I'm saying that people could use that logic to say what I just said they might say, if that makes any sense.
Okay, say what you just said, but I'm kind of I look, I'm kind of an idiot, all right? So say again what you just said
but
because I
slower.
didn't quite catch it.
Okay, people potentially bad. Some people good, but some people bad. So the bad people can't be allowed to manipulate the good people. So no one should have anything good.
Are you implying that that's what I'm saying?
No, well, I was mainly memeing.
An
Essentially,
argument could be made by what you said to correlate to what he just said.
yeah, yes. Essentially, what I'm saying is it's, and I'm not saying this is what you're saying, but an argument using that form of logic could be used to essentially soccer mom America to where, oh, oh no, Pokemon bad, therefore we should ban Pokemon. Because I remember when I was younger, like in my 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, something along the lines, all of a sudden Pokemon became demonic and the super mega Christians wanted to ban it. And the same thing applies to like heavy metal and essentially stuff like that. Oh, heavy metal seems to
Satanic Panic.
yes, the Satanic Panic or the
Don't forget
Reefer
Harry Potter.
Madness, for instance. Now, okay,
Well, to be fair, those really are evil.
Mm-mm.
it's a gateway to hell,
Weird.
It is a
absolutely.
gateway to hell,
But
and
essentially,
it leads to pot use.
Why?
No,
yes,
Satan, I'm not ready. No, no.
but
Gosh,
okay,
my
here's the conundrum that we find ourselves
Naked.
as citizens within this
Love you.
um, quoting figurative amazing country. Basically, we have to have a leader and we have to have a structure of government. And it's basically forced upon us to an extent simply because of the outside influences that exist within our world. And I'm talking about other countries. Now,
China.
I agree. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. The genocides that they're doing right now, the slave trade that's going on. People complain about America all the fucking time, but at the end of the day, China still has fucking slaves going on. Hell, they probably have fucking black people in their fucking factories. But let me
They
not
hate
get
black
thrown
people.
off. Yes, they do. They exist. These outside
But
forms of
okay, Trey,
governments
but
exist.
okay, I understand what you're saying, but would you also say that this system that we live under is an ancient system
No,
by design?
nope.
Uh,
Because
of
the
Potentially.
course,
same, because the same,
of course it
because
is. It's an
it is,
ancient system.
it is
Well,
the
when we
same,
say
the
we,
same laws and the same logic that was used to argue why all men are really created equal, and why having slavery is bad is the same system that we have right now that You know,
Okay,
that says I'm allowed to have
so
a gun, allowed to have speech.
how old is the Constitution of the United States? Let me ask you that.
How old is the world?
I know it. I understand what you're saying, but just the Constitution of the United States, how old is it?
Like 200 years, something like 300?
Right?
Almost
So
three.
have we ever in the history of humanity ever been so connected to where I can literally just use this little device in my pocket to reach somebody in China or Russia immediately, face to face, individually? Have we ever had this capability?
Nope.
No, never.
So,
So what I'm saying is there is a new there's a new system. So, in essence, there's a new need for a new system of some sort of governance that I don't have the answer to. But what I'm saying is, it has to be moved forward
Do me a favor.
because
When's,
this whole thing
when's the
is
last time you
is
actually?
archaic and outdated.
When's the last time you actually read the Constitution? I'm asking seriously.
Honestly, it's been a while. It's been a long
Okay.
time.
If you go look up the First Amendment right now, okay, you will get the basic First Amendment that was written there. But what a lot of people don't understand is all of the shit that has been added to the First Amendment because technology changes, because the world changes, because our views on things change. There are a ton of addendums added to the First Amendment to incorporate today's world. It's an ever evolving, it's added
And
and subtracted.
that's really the point that I'm trying to make here is that I think that it
Well,
things need to
what you're
evolve.
saying, they do evolve. You're speaking as if they haven't evolved in 260 years or 300 years or whatever it is. You're saying that the document that I so cherish and love is old news, and that we need to come up with a new system, but you don't know what that system is, but you know
Well,
it's got to be
it's
different
not and honestly,
from
man,
this one.
it's not just me. It's a lot of people, including people
I would
100 years
say
ago, 100 or more years ago that
I would
have
say
been
that those people.
criticizing the Constitution as well as democracy and
Well,
just this whole
democracy,
system.
we aren't a democracy. That's one of the biggest flaws ever put into somebody's head. We're not a democracy.
Oh, sorry, we're a constitutional republic. My bad.
Correct. Democracy is mob rule. That's all that is. And thank God
Hard
we're not
agree.
mob rule. Because if we
And
were,
a
then
constitutional
everything
republic is ruled by paper and
got ruled by paper.
uh
We discussed this already. It recognizes our rights. We are the only country in this world that has the freedom that we have. Some people like to
I'm not disagreeing
some
with
people
that.
like
I'm not
to some
disagreeing with
people
that at
like
all.
to say that the UK is a free country, but they arrest people for making jokes. Some people like to say that Australia is free, but they took away all their guns and ability to defend themselves and
If
forced
they
them to turn
say
in their
the wrong
guns.
things, if they make a funny meme on social media, they will be arrested. I've seen multiple videos go
And
through
and
this.
God forbid that you be homosexual in a Muslim country, because guess what you're going to learn to do tomorrow? Fly off a
Why?
building.
Death.
See, what I find interesting, and I see multiple people, like a multitude of people, attacking the founders from way back then, calling them slave owners and all kinds of things.
it
But
was a
we,
pastime.
well, hold on. We look at that, and in reality, those people within that time, even though from today's perspective, we could consider them potentially backwards in a way or ancient, but in reality, they paved the way for the most progressive policies. Because if we look at history from its entirety, from the beginning of human history, this little blip, this present that we find ourselves in, as far as we know, this is the freest we've ever been, the most amenities that we've ever had access to. I mean, I can literally talk to a person on the other side of the globe if they have access to that.
Right.
We are those backwards people because they were progressive in that day. They caused an avalanche of positive effects, and they've caused negative things too, potentially. I'm not sure which.
Can I interject real quick? What
Go
I just want to, build up on that. Yeah, I think I made the point a while ago, but I just really want to nail it home. There is that the same men, uh, and they were men that said all men are created equal. Then, after writing that document, those same men were like, "Are all men created equal? Do we really believe that? Because if we really believe that all men are created equal, how can we have slavery? How can we treat these men different
And
than
to
those?"
be fair, even some of the founding fathers didn't believe in slavery,
Correct. Correct.
especially in particular John Adams, who never owned slaves and was a big proponent or opponent, I should say, of slavery
Correct.
openly,
And it was
even at the
that
time.
that was challenged. And you know what? Had it at that moment in time when they challenged the very document that they wrote and that they fought for, when they challenged it and said, "Are all men created equal?" Damn, this is emotional. But when they challenged it and then came back and answered and said, "Yes, all men are created equal," and applied that amazing document to all men, and then later on, when when men decided, you know what, this says all men are created equal, but do we mean all men only, or do we mean all people? And from that moment forward, uh, mankind encompassed everyone, right? Uh, so we gave the same documents, when challenged, gave the right to vote to all people, uh, men and women, and it made us equal, uh, in the eyes of the government. And now you nor I are better than the other. We are equal, and it's because of that document.
Well, you're not equal to Hunter Biden, let's be honest.
I am equal to Hunter Biden.
What
You guys are
No
saying
way, because you couldn't smoke crack on TV, in public, and get away with it. No
I'm
way, dude.
talking about on the basis level. And
what
if you want to talk monetization and all
what
that good stuff,
what's
then
crazy is how fast it happened too. It happened all within the span of like
faster than
100 to
anyone
150 years.
else. Look at how long the UK had slavery. Look at countries that still have slavery. We were just talking about China. Uh, that's why I love the Constitution. That's why I love this country so much. Um,
And
if
and
we
let me
want
be
to talk
and let
about
me be totally
if we want to
clear
talk
here.
about updating,
I
I'm okay
believe that
with that.
I
I'm
still
okay.
believe that this is the greatest country in the world, and I can at least be able to say these things right now to you guys and not have to worry about being dragged away by the fucking Gestapo.
Yet.
That's what you think.
So,
Coming for you.
Yeah.
well,
But
maybe they are coming
4
for me, but they
hours,
haven't come for
4
me
hours
yet.
might come for all of us.
And at least for right now, that's my way of standing up to the system, is being able to at least say what I want to say without fear of at least uh like state persecution. Now, social persecution, that's a totally different thing.
Right, because fuck your couch.
Right.
What I find interesting, John, I know that you have skepticisms about playing the game, and I'm sure everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say the game.
Destiny 2?
Oh yeah, Beyond Light's coming out in.
Oh yeah.
No, I was talking about Raid Shadow Legends.
Hey, this episode brought to you by. No, we're kidding. We are
Mhm.
sponsors. Yes. Yes.
One day I will shill my entire life's essence to everyone and essentially sell my soul for money and monetary value.
I'm gonna send all of this over to Tim Pool and see if he wants to back us. I'm just saying.
You're right, you should.
Manscape. Defining the
Oh,
gentleman.
Dollar Shave Club.
Uh-uh.
But
I got this
essentially
beautiful
there
beard. I
there
need beard.
is potentially some positives about playing the game and potentially having to be fake. I know there's a story essentially concerning Nazi Germany and how Trump almost took over. I'm sorry, the wrong person. Hitler almost took over the world. uh, there's this man who did not believe in what Nazi Germany was doing, rounding up certain people. But he was intelligent enough to not cause a ruckus, not cause a scene, to which case he would have ended up in the camp. And in doing so, by playing the game, potentially, he since he consciously chose to play the game, because there's a difference between playing the game and consciously playing the game, because anytime you do anything conscious changes. If you stand up for a moment, and any viewers, you're welcome to try this, walk across the room, and then when you come back, I want you to consciously walk across the room. And when I say conscious, every single movement is under your complete control. You are moving everybody, no automatic m- locomotion at all. Your stature will be different. The way you walk will be different. So if you're consciously playing the game of politics, every action you do will be different. And this person, he consciously played the game of politics, and because of that, he was able to save hundreds, or maybe just 100, of Jewish children from being sent into camps. He was
I
able to
thought
help
for
them
sure he was
escape.
going to talk about saving money on Geico or something. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was actually getting to that. If you just subscribe to us today, you too can save 10% on car insurance at a later date.
No, Navi, I know what you're saying, and I totally agree with what you're saying. And I think that you know me well enough.
I don't know.
You know my situation,
Can
and
you
I
finish?
think you know as well. I think you know that like I am playing the game in a certain way. I think you know what I'm getting at, what I'm talking about.
You
But
told me.
because we have this certain sense of anonymity here, and we're not using our real names and yada yada yada. It's like
My
I'm
name's
sure
Brian.
anybody that knows us would know what's what. But I'm saying like I'm just simply saying this because that I can freely and candidly right now. But you know as well as I do, I fucking play the game, dude.
My name is Brian Morris. I'm in Houston, Texas. Come at me.
Arrest him right now. Mark
Right now, get
Zuckerberg,
him.
go to his house and personally hang him. But
Hey,
you
you
have to.
can't say that about my man's.
Whoa. I was
Guys, I got him.
You know it'd be really messed up if he actually ended up dead. And I would be like, you know what? I had nothing to do with that. I didn't say to hang him. I had nothing to fucking do with that.
Yeah, we're putting
You've
that
brought
blood
this on
on
yourself, Spence.
Navi's hands.
I'm just saying. I'm ready.
I
You
will
got
bathe
it.
in blood, Spets. I will literally crawl inside your belly and start jumping up and down. And that's an
Uh,
awful visual image, but you get my point.
Does that mean you love me too?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Basically, what I'm saying by crawling into your belly is I want to be inside you, Spets. I really and truly do.
This
Man,
this is some kind of like reverse vor fetish. You need to calm down, Trey.
Well, now I'm getting a chub.
what the hell? Now Tim Pool is going to be like, all right. Well, I can't sponsor this. We're done. We're screwed.
This message was endorsed by Donald J. Trump.
Oh, Junior.
Blue Chew. Hey everybody, be sure to get your Blue Chew. If you're having trouble in the bedroom, get Blue Chew.
Can you tell me about Blue Chew?
Like, whoa, whoa,
Yes.
whoa! Tell me what's happening. Give me the link.
See, what we're saying is we need sponsorship, folks.
But no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Navi, and
I
I
would.
think that I think you know what I'm saying when I say me being able to be candid because I really can be right now.
Okay, but finish the story, Navi.
Oh man, after listening, y'all, I'm completely. I've done forgot exactly what I was saying. But by
Well,
God, it was
it
amazing.
was a Jewish guy or a guy saving Jewish people.
Essentially, he
Was
was
it?
able to save a multitude.
Was it the shoe? Was it the shoemaker guy?
I'm not sure. He was actually I believe he was an officer in the Nazi army, if or a person in politics.
Schindler's List. Is that who you're talking about?
I'm not sure. I just remember this as a story, and I found it quite literally inspiring. So I took
Well,
a
if you ever get a chance, and if you're looking for a good movie to watch, it's similar to this. It might actually be the story you're talking about. It's a movie called Schindler's List. It's based on true stories. Obviously, it's got that Hollywood spin on it because he rolls
Yes,
up
I
the
love it.
stairs. But Schindler's List is a really great movie.
Another good movie about World War II and that whole period is a movie called Defiance. If y'all have ever seen that.
I'm making a drink.
I don't recall that one.
Defiance is a great film, man. If y'all haven't seen it, you should really watch it. It's a true story too.
How old is it?
It's only a few years old.
Can we
It
get a link?
stars
Who's in it?
it
Like
it stars the last guy who played James Bond. What's his name?
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig. Him. He's
See,
the
I don't watch a lot of movies, but I
dude.
recognize like a bunch of
Wa-
actors' names.
watch that one. Watch that movie Defiance if you've never seen it. It's a great film, man, and it's a true story, and it's superb.
Oh, okay. Looking at it right now.
We're gonna have cinema night and watch Lawnmower Man and Pierce Brosnan.
That would be awesome. I'm down. I think I'd rather watch Dumb and Dumber though.
First Schindler's List.
We'll just watch Three
Did I
Stooges.
play this trailer on Defiance was made in
Reruns.
2008.
Wait, I would rather watch old school Three Stooges than whatever that new thing was.
I saw some of that, and honestly, it wasn't for me.
Paramount.
I think it would just be for nostalgic sake, like having watched it as a child. But the new one, oh no.
Joe Biden wins Colorado.
Yes. It's 131 to 192 right now.
Who's
Or
190?
131 to 92, sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like,
131 Joe Biden, 92 Donald Trump. This is electoral college.
yeah.
Electoral votes.
Okay, Defiance looks really good.
Right? I told you, man, it's a really great movie. I love it. It's one of my favorite movies.
I have to pirate this movie tonight.
That's how I got. I mean, I meant that I purchased it legally. Is what I meant.
With
I got
legal
Oh,
tender.
okay.
I don't
Wait,
purchase.
You can
shit.
watch it on Netflix.
Right,
Okay.
you can right, exactly. Don't pirate, kids. If you're listening, do not pirate.
Pirating is that.
Steal somebody's Netflix account. I mean,
You wouldn't
Subscribe to
steal you wouldn't
Netflix.
steal a car. You wouldn't steal a car, so why
Oh
steal a
God!
movie?
Don't bring that god awful
Steal
commercial.
a Tesla. You can steal a movie and a car. At
You
the same
wouldn't
time.
you wouldn't steal a Tesla.
You wouldn't download a car.
Well, I approve of pirating up until the point if you like the product that you looked at enough. Like if you like it enough, you could buy it. If you don't like it, get rid of it.
Wait a minute.
Don't distribute it.
What's your favorite letter? Is it R?
You wouldn't download an Elon Musk.
My favorite letter is N, and my favorite word begins with N.
Naughty?
Nani?
Are you racist?
Whoa, those are extremely hard.
Yeah, I
to-
don't like track meets. I don't like NASCAR.
hope the white race ceases to exist.
I
feel
I do like Postmates. And guys, if you're listening right now, Postmates, you can get 15% off your first order with Postmates.
That was great. Just
Here
use
you
this code.
go.
Just use this code.
Ladies
See,
and
Postmates, contact us.
Ladies
This is
and
what's up.
let me just interject here and begin with a sponsorship from AFK Arena. If you're tired of getting these ads, all you have to do is download AFK Arena and they will go away. So just accept us and you won't have to deal with this anymore, even though you'll be playing us every single day because you don't have to be available to play AFK Arena because the whole goal of the game is being AFK.
Precisely.
Here's a good ad right here.
Joe Biden will always be your friend.
That commercial.
There you go.
It's
Look,
true.
I can believe in Biden, okay? I believe in Biden. And on that note, I have to grab another alcoholic drink, so I will be right back.
I believe we just lost all our viewers when you said that believe in Biden.
Can you
Joe
believe
Biden
somebody made a fucking
always
Joe Biden song
It's got a nice jingle to it.
and paid $3 to $10 million for that ad to be continually on YouTube?
Wow.
Well, you say continually. I've only seen that thing one time.
I mean, you gotta remember how many people are on YouTube though.
Does it play in loop?
No,
Like somebody ought to make like a
10-hour.
24-hour
Yeah.
or 10-hour loop of that. Would be funny.
we could do it. I could actually do that right now.
Put you back
if
into
Biden
it.
wins, I'm going to do that and be like,
129 to 100.
You know, I got a serious question here that we can all debate on. Why does Trey sound like he's either really close, really far, or talking through a pillow?
Well, there's those times when Sage gives it to him, but also sometimes Sage's mic picks him up.
whoa,
No.
now,
I'm upstairs. I'm not even downstairs anymore. I'd have to run all the way down there and
I don't know. Then
Get
there's
'em.
something going on with the mic occasionally.
he chose to abandon me and his brother, which are downstairs, in favor of going up to his room. Now, let me tell you how
I know why. I know why he did that for the private
Yeah. Rosie Palmer and her
Oh,
5 sisters were visiting.
privacy.
I have
and
geese in my room I need to feed.
He chose.
Is that what we call it now? I'm gonna go feed the geese. I'll be right back, guys.
Mixing
you're
the baby batter.
like a 15-year-old. Like you spend all of your time in your room.
Well, I
you're
work 10
playing
hours a
video
day.
games.
I just want to come in my room and
Come in
and,
your room? Yeah, I believe it.
Oh man, I just wanted to come in my room.
I mean, I had to clean it first. If I didn't, I
Well,
wouldn't know where
You
our
need to
bloody
go
was.
wash some socks, okay?
You got a long month, brother. You got a long month. So
Y'all, according to the Fox News, Texas, it has not been called for Trump.
With 74%.
It's at 65% in on this website, and Trump is winning 49.9 to 48.8. So he has just recently taken the lead in Texas.
Oh no, Elon Omar won again.
Yay!
Man, I'm so disappointed. I was really wanting Jeb Bush to win this election.
I was wanting Yeezy to win.
Did you write in his name at all?
I wrote in Kanye, yeah. I wrote
Really?
Kanye in.
Awesome.
Next
I
year,
have a
period.
secret admission. I wrote my name in.
What would be funny if they chose you as the tiebreaker, but you
That would
became
be
president.
awesome.
It would be hilarious if I was like on Facebook and on Twitter, and I'm like, "Hey, folks, just write my name in if you're tired of all of it." And
So
that was my pitch. My campaign lasted 2 seconds, and then next
I'm
thing you
not
know, ladies and gentlemen, out of nowhere, we've got a Brian Morris from Houston, Texas, is now the president. Yes, we're calling it.
on a side note. I don't normally drink Scotch whiskey, but on election night, I think I will. And I got a little shot of Chivas Regal.
Hmm.
However you pronounce this shit.
I just took a shot.
You did?
I did.
I'm not a fan of Scotch. I do like
Cheers to you, man. I like Scotch because it's got some character. It's kind of like it's kind of like the underdog of whiskeys.
Do you like Gorilla Tape better?
What's that?
I was saying, I was talking to Spets, asking if he likes Gorilla Tape over Scotch.
I don't know what Gorilla Tape is.
I like Gorilla Tape because it removes your pubic hairs effectively.
But I do have Johnny Walker Black Label that I enjoy.
Because personally, I remove my pubic hairs, but I don't shave them. I use Gorilla Tape.
Oh gosh.
And guys, if you go to convoluted.com
Right now.
slash gorilla tape right now, you'll get 15% off your first order.
And just- I just
Strip
wanna
by
say,
strip.
Am I a,
That's convoluted.com slash gorilla tape.
am I the only person that collects my pubic hair and keeps it in multiple
What the
jars?
hell?
No, I
No,
actually
we
I
just lost
collect my
Gorilla
pubic hair and I make little Hitler mustaches with
Yeah,
them.
this sounds like some
You're
serial
kind of
killer
getting
shit.
off topic here,
I
man.
just got the email. Gorilla Tape has canceled the sponsorship because of the discussion about pubic hair.
Sage.
Let's get with
The election,
Flexel.
the election
No.
rests on the fact of whether people buy in mass
Navi.
my huge collection of pubic hair in jars.
Navi, on a side note, I still want to do this short film that we were talking about. I'm not going to go into detail here because I don't want anybody to steal our idea,
Mm-hmm.
but I really do want to do this short film that we were talking about before. And I have pondered on this for quite a while, and I think it's a fucking fantastic idea, and I think we should shoot it and do that soon.
In danger of this discussion going south and just tanking totally, I'm gonna take a chance and walk away for a few minutes. I'll be right back.
All right.
Yes,
So-
sir.
We finally got this American white male out of this freaking conversation, so we can talk about why feminism needs to take first charge in American politics, and we basically just need
Guys,
to.
I still have my headphones on. I can hear everything.
Why don't we have a
thought you were-
matriarchy?
We thought you were gone.
Oh shit! Abort!
Sorry,
Abort!
No, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm pro-life.
I'm pro-life. Really? No, but seriously,
Every cell for life.
I know we have talked about this before, but I really do want to shoot that short film. I'm not kidding.
I agree. I think it would be really good.
And I actually have a really, really good camera to shoot it on.
So is this going to be on P-Hub or what?
No, it's not that kind of short film.
It's
Me
a
and
red
Navi-
tube
me,
exclusive.
me and Navi have already made a few of those kinds of films, but those are all like for our OnlyFans.
Platypussies or a China saying, whichever you would prefer. Well, that used to be his Xbox Live name, Platypussies, but Microsoft decided to become a Karen and censor him and his right to be who he is, sadly.
Nobody has a right to be anything.
And
Honestly, I
had a
think
right.
your PlayStation username.
I had a right to be
Like-
Dr. Platypussies. A right. And I even argued with them, what is the pluralization of a platypus?
It's platypi.
Who knows that? Who has that knowledge?
Me.
You're the only person in the world, and they wouldn't go with my argument.
That's because I know what's right. That's why.
China
And I
saying,
only had one S in there. It was
I-
Pusies.
I know what's right for you, for me and for everyone else on this planet, and that's why I can say for sure that it's platypi.
I think I have
I
something.
think it's platypuses.
I don't think you can say
John,
that. I think we're gonna get demonetized. What's that, Navi?
oh, you changed your name.
No, that's actually
The
how
di-
you say it. I changed it.
The digital pleb. The digital pleb was actually the one you were arguing with on Xbox Live.
Who?
I know your secrets, John. I know
Who? Who are you talking about?
you took Platypusy's name. Oh no.
I don't even have a fucking Xbox, and I've never even been on Xbox Live. I don't think.
Oh, so you were the customer service guy, huh?
I don't think. Now I could. I have been known to get intoxicated and forget things, but I don't think so.
I don't know. Going how this argument's going, I think it might have been you.
You could be right, but you're probably wrong because you're a voter.
Yeah, that's racist.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been brought to you by Everything's
Blue
Bigger
Chew.
in Texas. Everything's Bigger in Texas. That's my OnlyFans page. So I'd appreciate it if you go visit that. Thank you.
Subscribe now and you get a free week.
You'll
Yep.
see
Subscribe.
some very
OnlyFans.com
big
/
things.
everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, that's right.
Guys, I have a problem. I have to admit. Every time I click
Blue Chew will fix it.
on the message or the search bar, and then I click type to talk, and I'll click V, and all of a sudden I'll look up, and it'd be like 4 or 5 lines of V's in the search bar, and it traumatizes me. I think I'm gonna override my computer.
Sounds like we need to shoot that short film.
Just hard reset it.
But yeah, man, I definitely want to do that film.
Use acid wash.
I feel like we could have a great deal of fun with that, especially under the right conditions. And we need to do it before it gets too cold.
Who has the stream of the election map going? Whose stream is
Let me-
that?
That's
That's what I'm
mine.
saying because I don't see it anymore. It looks like it's like dead.
Like hit the refresh or something. See if something changes.
No.
I'm looking at it right now, and it's
No,
still
not close it.
131 to 92, Joe Biden.
Man,
And yet-
Missouri's looking real close.
And
the
Donald
refresh
Trump
button.
is 2%
There
ahead
you
in the popular vote. Wouldn't that be
Oh,
funny if Trump won the
Oops,
popular
I
vote?
accidentally started Destiny instead of pulling up the election results. Maybe that's what I'll do.
That's actually more important.
I'll
And
play
Joe
Destiny.
Joe Jorgensen, the Libertarian Party candidate, has 0.3%.
I think it's because they caved to BLM. He'd have more, but he told everybody to the BLM people were praised by the Libertarian leader party person.
Who? Joe Jorgensen?
No, the one who speaks for the Libertarian Party, the chick. I can't remember her name, but she endorsed BLM.
You wouldn't be talking about Joe Jorgensen, would you? Because Joe Jorgensen is a Libertarian Party candidate.
Not the candidate, the person who speaks for them. You know how like Joe Biden has handlers who speaks for him?
Yeah, but he needs handlers.
I understand. I'm just saying that I'll pull it up. I'll do that. How's that? I'll pull up the quote. That way because here, ladies and gentlemen, we use fact checking. And right now, you can get 5% off with PolitiFact. Just put in code CHODE.
PolitiFact.com
That was short.
/chode.
The chode code.
That's a short code.
See, honestly, I thought this podcast was going to be really hard for me, but I'm glad me and Navi talked earlier, and I feel much better now, and I'm actually having fun now as opposed to being a depressing, mopey bitch.
Let's be 5% closer to voting for next election.
Right,
Oh, you
right.
know what? That's
he's
hilarious.
going for the third term, boys.
You tried to help me out on that quote multiple times. I did not realize that's because I am a white male, and obviously, I am the devil, and
Oh, well, you're clearly racist.
I'm a racist and a sexist because I did not realize that Joe was a woman.
Well, yeah, that's why I try to tell you that she's a lady.
Well, I see that now. You know, hindsight. I see that you were trying to help me out, but I
She's a
just kept.
very attractive. She's a very attractive lady.
Well, I think we can have a debate on that if you want, but
I would love to have a debate on that because I think she's rather attractive.
ugh.
Your opinion is wrong.
I'm not
Well,
gay.
the fact that the fact that she is kind of attractive
Joe
and
Biden.
she's also a libertarian and third party and not a mainstream candidate automatically makes her a little more attractive.
But I'm looking at this
Just by
facial
default.
expression right now that just looks like she is constipated really badly.
Look, I
That's
think
because
we should have voted for Howie Hawkins.
Is there a way
Who
I
in
can
God's
share
name
my
is that?
screen? Like my screen? Can I share my screen on this stream?
you
Yeah.
be able to.
Howie Hawkins is part of the Green Party. He
Don't
looks
pull up
pretty trustworthy.
Pornhub.
I'm not gonna pull up Pornhub. I'm just
Don't
gonna.
pull up Pornhub spets because we can't have that. We're gonna get demonetized.
If we aren't already are.
And canceled.
It's a sacrifice we've got to be willing to make.
I think I can only stream your stream.
Here, let me exit out of my screen. So, see if you can do it now.
Cancel
Be able to click share your screen.
your screen.
Is it a golden stream?
Select something to stream and have your friends grab a seat.
It's kind of
Application
tangy.
screens. Convo, cast, Discord. Go live. Do you see Joe Jorgensen on my screen now?
No, I see your Discord.
I'm watching your golden stream.
The stream has ended. What the? No, mine's not ended.
It
Or is that your
clicked
stream?
to it, but then it flipped back to Discord.
So is it on there now? I just wanted to
I can
share
see
my
your screen.
Okay.
And I hear an echo.
Yeah, that's bad.
Let's stop doing that then here. We'll just end that crap.
So to
I think all of our libertarian friends out there listening can agree that Joe Jorgensen is indeed an attractive, beautiful woman from the
Sage,
Libertarian Party.
You can stream your thing again. I don't me and technology don't get along right now.
John, you don't know she's a woman. You need to censor yourself, please.
Oh, sorry. I really don't know. So honestly, I will just shut up.
Yeah, get out of here.
Only two genders changed my mind.
About 10 minutes ago, Trump had 50.2% with 31,428 votes. 31,000,000.
I'm excited.
It's time to go running.
Yeah, right now Donald Trump has the lead.
I wish we could.
in
I wish we
popular
could post. I wish we could post stuff in our messages here that everybody could see.
Well, we can if you share your screen.
Well, that's why I was saying it. I didn't think I could share my screen at the
Yeah, but
same
I'm dumb.
time as
I
his.
don't know how to do that. I'm dumb.
There is a little icon at the bottom that says share your screen. You click it, and then everyone can click on your icon.
Not on mine.
Oh well, you're garbage. Then you should be ashamed of yourself.
Believe me, I'm already ashamed of myself.
You goddamn anarchist.
Wait, were you gonna say Beaner? Is that what you were gonna say?
You know, I was planning on, and then I was like, oh man, I don't want to.
I think you were gonna say Beaner. That's what I think.
Okay, platypussies and Father Time Spets.
I
want you
just
to-
realized that you changed my name to Father Time Pets.
That was me.
I want you to take a moment, and I want you to visually picture what John or the digital pleb looks like in your head, and then once you're finished, I'm going to describe him to you.
Okay,
Okay,
wait.
go ahead.
He needs
I've
to
got
talk
it
for
already.
10 seconds.
Before you do that, did you see the picture that I just posted in the chat?
No, I have not.
Guys,
Should
if you
I?
haven't seen it yet, please look at it.
Okay.
It's
That is the
hilarious.
magical.
Me waiting for the election result. The only difference between that and me is I'm not wearing glasses and I have my underwear and a shirt on.
What does that can say?
Look at
And says gunpowder, maybe, or
It
coconut
looks
milk.
like it starts with a C, but I can't read the rest of it.
Coconut milk, maybe.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, a couple of these guns are illegal.
And go ahead, Navi, so you can finish what you were gonna say. Berate me, baby. I love it.
I'm trying to figure out how to view the messages, and it's not agreeing with me. So
Go to general in the text channels.
You guys are extremely tech illiterate.
It's sad, I know.
I'm more than tech illiterate, dude. I'm fucking illiterate in general.
No, I didn't say voice channel. General in the text channel.
shitting in the voting booth. What a true American. I have no idea what I was about to say, by the way.
You were gonna describe me to Father Time Spets. That's what you're gonna do.
I mean, he's
Okay.
no longer Father Time Spets.
Get rather young.
What now?
Can't give somebody a title and take it away.
rather young and handsome Spets. Okay, so let's take a moment. Let's take a break from politics. What do you think John looks like just based off of his voice?
The digital pleb.
I'm sorry.
I think he looks like a white Hector.
And what about you,
That's
Spets?
the best way I can describe it.
I have in my head something circa 1980s nerd movie with the protector, pocket protector.
You-
and some like some disheveled hair, like he just woke up and he didn't bother to comb it or anything.
Close. Surprisingly close.
It's more like the kid in Nacho Libre that figured out that Jack Black was actually Nacho.
Oh.
That's
This man, this absolute unit of a human being, is actually like 4.5 foot tall, 3 foot wide, with super tanned and delectable skin, and a coconut head bowl cut. And just you have this image that I just put into your mind, and just know that he is in the process of joining the National Guard as of this
Oh.
moment.
No, don't say that, you fucking asshole.
He's a
Now he has to
hero.
say
He is a goddamn hero.
Why don't you want the world to know that you're going to join the National Guard?
Context, my man. Context.
True, true.
Now I gotta delete all of it.
Whenever I re-upload the screen or the stream, God God damn, I'm drunk. I'm fucking messing up my words. I'll take that bit out. So be great. Two viewers watching right now. You should be grateful that you know this information.
Believe me, they are.
They're touching themselves in November. Digital Club, you should be ashamed for being too sexy.
I will never apologize for being too sexy.
for the show.
I didn't know Biden was a junior.
Or for my shirt.
What's on your shirt?
I'm too sexy for my shirt.
It hurts.
Too sexy for my shirt.
So sexy it hurts.
I think you should have that checked out. That doesn't sound good. Just wakes up in physical pain. He yells out
That's
into
what
the
I
night.
that's what I hear.
Hey, back to something else here. Since I'm sitting here on Facebook and you popped up, Trey. Have you guys noticed on Facebook when somebody posts like something in the political algorithm that fucking grabs it, they put a little thing down at the bottom to get election day info?
Yeah, I've noticed that. In fact, when I posted some Trump propaganda earlier, I thank thank the Lord I was on my computer because they were trying. Facebook was actively trying to cut the audio for copyright bullshit, and I was able to stop it by clicking, "Yes, I own this music," even though I didn't own the music. So if my Facebook is deleted within the next few days, it was worth it.
Shut your door, okay? Alright, I love you. Sorry, I wasn't listening to anything you said.
How old your
My
kid
daughter,
now?
my daughter came over to me and was saying something like the cat scratched her while she was sleeping. So
Was it Ted Nugent?
no, it was an evil cat, apparently.
Oh. You said cat scratch, so I figured it was Ted Nugent.
On unrelated note, I remember when I was a young boy, barely
And your
able
father
enough.
took you to the city to see a marching band?
Oh,
God.
no. I wish I could be on live stream right now with a gun to my head and blowing my brains out, but
I don't remember those lyrics.
I remember when I was a young boy and I got scratched in the eye by my cat, and I actually caught cat scratch fever. And basically, what it did is it made my white blood cell glands swell up to such an extent. It looked like there was a football on the side of my face, and I literally could only eat liquids in order to survive for like a week. And it was probably the most painful and sick I've ever been. And okay, Mark Zuckerberg, you're looking right into my soul. Thank you, John. Lordy Lord.
You better be careful, Navi, or you might end up as sweet baby Ray's on the wall.
Oh. Glorious.
I'm fucking dying. I'm dying over here, man.
I'm so drunk right now. Like I'm the
Sweet
right now.
baby Ray.
I'm the drunkest I've been in probably like
He
6 or
loves it.
7 months. And I didn't even mean for it to get this way. Folks, we're in for a wild ride because I still have 75% of a drink, and I'm not sure once I lose all inhibitions what power level I'm going to raise myself to, but it's basically Goku going Super Saiyan right now. I'm about to start screaming into the mic for hours. And then suddenly you're going to see outside your window a bright shining light. And when you see that, you're going to know that it's on.
And
Well,
then it's
yeah, I'll
actually
see that.
Krillin's head.
I'll see that because I'm on acid right now.
Goddamn right. Spets, you mentioned camping earlier.
Oh,
We're actually going camping. Me, the digital pleb, and potentially
The
Oni
boys.
and Sage. I'm not sure. I didn't ask them if they wanted to go, but I I said that I was going to go with the digital pleb, and we're going to go. We're probably going to do some kind of psychedelic experience, and we're going to morph into trees, and you might not hear from us for years.
wow.
I may become a tree like eternally.
Depends
Interesting.
on whether Biden or Trump wins. On whether
Regardless, I don't care who fucking wins. I'm gonna become a tree.
if Trump wins, I will personally become a lumberjack and chop John down, the digital pleb. Oh,
I mean, he's already a stump, so I don't see how you.
I won't even fucking resist. Okay.
He'll just take it.
I wonder what will happen. Like, I want to know what the Dems are going to say if Donald Trump wins the popular vote as well as the electoral vote. How much crying they'll do because he won the popular vote and they actually want everybody to use popular vote instead of the electoral vote.
If Donald Trump wins both of those, a large portion, probably a majority, of the left leaning types are going to look at the Democratic Party and feel absolutely betrayed, and they're going to destroy them.
there is no if Trump wins. Of course, Trump is going to win. It's inevitable. It's like uh, an asteroid hitting a planet. Is water wet? Does fire burn? Does gravity pull you towards the earth?
Well, I like your confidence when you're drunk, but I don't see the logic yet. I just think they're going to keep.
At this point, for me, it's 50-50.
That's how
I
it
don't
always
know.
is.
I want him to win. I can say that. I really want Donald Trump to win.
Oh, I do too.
I just don't see that that the elites in charge are going to allow it to happen. And I feel like I think if he wins, like if it shows that he won tonight, I know they're not going to accept it. They've already said they're not going to accept it. But if it shows that he wins tonight, then I'm expecting full on riots to be breaking off across the nation.
I'll be
I
at
don't
I
work.
know.
don't think so, man. I don't think it's
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
riots.
I don't know how many. I don't know how many it'll where they're going to hit, but I do
I
believe
think
that
it's too cold and people are too exhausted to riot right now.
you would think that, but look at how many days
They'll
Portland.
devolve even more.
Okay,
If
here's
they're
an
gonna riot, they
interesting-
just need to do some DMT, and they'll be
okay.
fine.
Spray that in the air.
Let me interject. Let me interject for a moment. Essentially, we've been experiencing, supposedly, I'm not sure how accurate it is, but we've been experiencing quite a few riots lately. We have the
When you say you
COVID
don't know how accurate it is, what do you mean by that?
projected reality. You really don't know what's true or not because it's just a video. Anything can be fake. But at the same time, I mean, I've seen enough that there's been a lot of riots going on. But basically, what I'm saying is, God damn, I'm drunk. Hold on, give me a second. Let me collect myself.
You lost it. Anybody else want to pick up while he's touching himself?
Thank you, thank you. No, it's November. Thank you very much.
In any case, even if Trump loses in any scenario, they're gonna call for voter fraud.
Yeah, that's what I
Point
was
is,
saying earlier.
regardless of who wins, we all lose.
They set it up for it to fail. and the bickering and the BS that's gone on between the Democrats and Republicans has shaken our civilization's faith in the voting process.
Y'all
And
give me
then
inflation.
COVID started, and all of a sudden, the left said, "Oh, we need to do mass mail-in ballots." Well, we've never done that before. Why would we start doing that months before a new election?
Right. Okay, I remember where I was going with this. With all the COVID stuff acting up. Well, I just lost it again. Golly. Y'all are gonna have to pick up my slack. I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
Damn it!
What a fucking amateur, Jesus.
Really,
Look.
we try to have nice things. Oh crap! I just got an email. Maxwell Coffee.
Fucking amateur.
Maxwell Coffee just dropped us from the sponsor list. We just lost another
That's what he
sponsor.
needs right now too, some coffee.
That's what I was about to say it, and then they said, "Seriously, we hire you to promote our stuff, and you're letting this drunk guy steal the show. We can't."
Well, guys, it really doesn't matter because Folgers has the rich, bold flavor that you so sorely crave in the morning.
Look,
Can we save any money with Folgers though?
y'all are saying that, but at the end of the day, Starbucks.
So go to
themselves controls the monopoly.
Folgers.com/convoluted and get 10% off your first order.
But at the same time, you should go to Starbucks.com
What about
/convoluted to get
what about
10% off your offer.
what about Black Rifle?
10% off your offer.
What about Black Rifle Coffee though? They have the better.
I agree. I'm down for Black Rifle Coffee.
I don't support that. What I do support is blacklivesmattercoffee.com
Oh my gosh!
convoluted
The darkest coffee.
/convoluted.
/ I can't breathe.
Oh my
No.
gosh! He went there.
That's because you're inhaling the coffee fumes.
He just kicked the door open.
Have you guys
Hello,
He's been snorting coffee for like the past hour and a half.
have you guys invested in dirt? Like
Yes.
in coffee? You just put that
Yes.
in your
Let's go back
just
to
go outside and grab
go
it.
back to the question of how much is the Earth itself worth?
You lost me.
$70 trillion.
I'm gonna go with 10 cents.
Now you realize this is an object that I've been pissing on religiously for 28 years of existence.
Okay, $60 trillion.
This is the Price is Right though, right? We're competing to get on the.
We're competing for Navi's golden stream.
You Navi damn right.
I'm going with $1. $1, Bob. $1.
Can I get someone to top that? I believe my piss is worth more than just $1.
I'm
You're
just
gonna
saying,
have to make your
I'm
own
saying
skill
$1
dossier.
because I believe everybody else's guess is going to go overboard, and so I will win because they will go over. So
A
$1, Bob.
banana.
Over like the golden stream that would go over your entire body.
What we really need right now is for a state
Is
that
love,
nobody is
sweet
expecting.
love.
We need a state that nobody is expecting Donald to win, and then that will bring the conversation back.
Well, the electoral vote has even updated.
Looking at this map,
Yeah.
Go look at a certain person's idea on the voter state.
Wow, Texas is super close, but now Badon is at 50.8 and Joe Biden's sitting at 47.9. What's Ohio sitting at?
Trump just might win Florida.
He's probably
In Georgia.
Yeah, for right now.
he's at 51%. He's probably 90% has it. Georgia, we're at 50% reporting. Trump is at 55%. It's pretty much lost for Joe at this point.
Do you think we will get any meltdown memes tonight?
Oh, good Lord. It's if Trump can pull this off, it's going to be an absolute gold mine. You need to start investing in Pepe and the NPC meme. I feel like your stocks will go up by about 50.
I've been investing in Pepe coin for like the past year.
John, Digital Pleb, you're about to be a billionaire, man. You can run for election next year, the next election, and you'll probably win. You've
I'm
got,
going to.
It's already a guarantee.
but it can't be a guarantee it.
Look at this COVID graph.
Oh.
He said, "Look at this COVID graph."
I'm ready for some
Now-
vaccines.
Oh man, that hurt.
I think we should. I think there should be mandatory vaccines, and that's just my opinion.
Can I get
But that's
5,
because
please?
but that's because I know what's right for you guys. That's why.
Oh, thank you. I know you know what's right for me. I thank you, Big Daddy government.
You're welcome, dude.
Live thread general election on Reddit. Maybe we can find some good takes here.
Fuck Reddit. I went through like 3 or 4 accounts that just got mass downloaded.
This thread has been locked by the moderators of our
Oh.
politics. Wow.
That's every single thread that's ever existed.
They don't want anybody to discuss election, I guess.
I mean, can you blame them? Listen to us, dude. The fuck.
I mean, we're
I just
just
wanted to
shooting the
read
shit.
people's
There's people
opinions.
actually in podcasts and shit are just fucking freaking the fuck out.
Are there?
Can
See,
you-
that's what I want to find.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine getting upset over an election? Can you imagine that?
I'm already upset.
I can, yeah, because I would be a little frustrated.
You should check out the Young Turks right now.
Am I
Young
live?
Turks?
Tank is still sweating furiously.
Am
Millions
I
of-
Always
live?
sweating furiously, though.
People are listening to you right now, Spets.
The man has a constant existential crisis. I don't know how he deals with it every day.
We've
I don't
been live
They're
for
just all ignoring me. They don't love me.
like 2.5 hours.
No, I'm saying
Oh.
I'm asking if y'all can see my screen or not. That's what I was trying to find out.
No.
I don't know, man. I think Biden's gonna win this thing.
Dude, it was predicted on The Simpsons. It's happening.
What if
Well, if it was predicted on The Simpsons, hey, Joe Jorgensen has 1.1%. Baby girl.
what if Joe wins and he's like, I'm dropping out?
That would be insane, dude. That would be insane. If that happened, I'd probably actually go live in the woods. Like, no shit.
Watch these videos, but they didn't put.
I got money saved
Because
up. I'll
like
come with you.
I would think that everything that I believed was a lie. Everything.
This is really cool, Dad. This is a dude turning an old washing machine.
How come really the only people left to be president is
Gravity and
they're all above 70 years old?
That's because the best presidents are old white men.
Nancy's a white man?
Well,
Nathaniel?
I'm saying the best presidents are
Oh.
old white men.
I was just saying if none of the candidates win, then it's up to
Now
Nancy
I figured it
Pelosi to
out.
become president.
Oh,
God.
well, I meant old people are the best candidates for president.
I don't know. I'd like to see some maybe in the future.
I want to
younger
see a
people,
young
like, more
Alexander
closer
the
to
Great
age
pop up.
and-
I want
and
to see Joe Rogan for president.
I don't know if I could. I mean,
He'd be whooping
I could
people's
understand
ass.
I could understand having somebody that
At
age.
least he would make DMT legal.
What makes a person eligible for president?
No,
I'm
he would
not
make DMT
Right now?
mandatory.
right now.
No, I'm talking about like
Age
eligible.
and-
I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm not talking about age or their love.
You're
Well, I
meaning
guess I would be
what
talking-
qualities makes them eligible?
Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I picked Trump these past 2 elections, but if Kanye runs and he's serious about it, which I'm not sure if any of y'all have watched his appearance on Joe Rogan,
I
but
couldn't. I couldn't vote for him. He's a lot like Joe Biden, where he goes left and right, and launches into the stratosphere on one thing, and then
I voted for Yeezy.
I believe
I
that.
would vote for Kanye next
I already
election.
did.
I, I,
He's
I
just not
really
all there. That's my problem.
have you watched
He's
his
there enough.
have you
He's
watched his
there enough
latest
for
appearance
me.
on Joe Rogan? If you don't mind me asking.
I have
Yes,
not watched.
I did see it.
I have not watched his Joe Rogan the podcast with him on there. I have watched him talk on many different shows.
Most of
I've
those I would not recommend, but his Joe Rogan experience episode
but
in particular was extremely good. And compared to, he's not a Trump, but
no, but that's what I'm saying. All of those videos are him. That's like saying only watch the time where Joe Biden had it and was saying
well,
normal stuff.
there is an extent to that
Did
because
you
we have
see?
media applications, we have these social media or these firms, these music industry news organizations that only show 1% of who a person is. It's like we don't really know who these media people are, but we rely on them for information regarding a particular person. And what I'm saying is the news, especially the side of the news that he resides within, could be manipulating what's presented to the populace.
What they do is they record the video. A lot of people watch the whole video, and they'll take bits from the video and present the bits, and that's what gets over the entirety of social media. And so whenever you see it, you just think, "Oh, that's him." And then you go through the actual video yourself. Well, you've already been fed that what he has said from that bit as that's entirely who he is, and so you're accepting the narrative that people have pushed with that clip. And so in your unconscious mind, it just accepts it as that's a bunch
Because
of
you've
malarkey.
already been
As-
programmed by the media. And anyone, just saying, if you think you have not been programmed by the media, if you think you are independent enough that you haven't been programmed by this media machine that encompasses every single thing in your reality, you are wrong. I will go on and say that you are absolutely wrong. We have all been essentially victimized, and I don't mean to say that as in a oh poor me mentality, but it's just an observation of fact. We're all victims of the propaganda machine that is trying to guide us to a certain position of reality.
I understand that, but that's why you have to be. What's the right word? You've got to be active in what vigilant. Good word. Good word. You've got to be vigilant and watch multiple sources. You've got to bite the bullet and watch the shit that you absolutely hate. Um, you've got to watch the shows that piss you off. You've got to listen to the people that annoy you the hell out of you. And then also listen to the people that you agree with, so that way you get a broader, bigger picture of what's going on.
I am picking up exactly what you're setting down. I definitely agree with that. But there is a problem, and I'm not saying a problem with your perspective because I absolutely agree with it. But what I'm saying is the game is so rigged that it's designed to be essentially, even if you're kind of right, you're still potentially wrong just because of our understanding of reality itself. There's so many stimuluses that's indicating what is and is not reality, that even if we have a good understanding of what reality is, we still don't have a good understanding of it because of the existence of these certain organizations that are manipulating innocent people and I mean this on a massive scale, like 60 to 70% of the populace, you are victims of propaganda conditioning on both sides. Fox News is controlled opposition. I will say that with utmost certainty. There are certain people within the Fox News organization that are probably genuinely good people, but they're accustomed to money. They have families to take care of, and at the end of the day, what you're trying to do is to take care of your families. That's what my dad taught me. That is the number one responsibility of a man, is to take care of your families. And at the end of the day, even if it means selling out your country or saying something that you really don't believe in, but you need to say it in order
You
to
think
ensure.
somebody's doing that on Fox News?
Absolutely.
Who do
I'm
you
not.
think? Who do you think is doing that?
I'm not really at liberty to say
Okay.
exactly. I
All
don't
right.
think I like Tucker Carlson, but there's certainly
I like
people
Tucker
within.
Carlson too.
Oh, thank you for my pronunciation. Uh, there's certain people, like if you watch Fox News for a while, like what's his name, Julian whatsoever, and then they fucking hired that stupid bitch Joy Reid. Is that her name? I'm
Whoa,
not
whoa, whoa! No,
sure.
no, you can't say that word. You can't say that word, Navi.
Which word?
Stupid.
Oh,
Bitch.
oh, I should just become a mute then.
That's politically incorrect.
But
You say
okay,
female dog.
when I say Fox News is controlled opposition, I'm not saying there's certain actors that control Fox News. You can have an organization that is for
All
good.
mainstream media is controlled opposition.
Yes, I completely agree with that to an extent, but yes.
Even Alex Jones is controlled opposition.
Potentially, yeah.
I
But
really
we
mean
all
that.
have our beliefs that we're essentially attached to, with an anchor that centers us around it to an extent. So you can only go so far from the anchor of reality that you are attached to before you start receiving tension.
All right. Well, do me a favor. I got 30 or no, I've got a minute worth of Fox News here that I'd like y'all to watch.
That
Okay. So
I got it pulled up.
you can see my screen.
Yeah, the whole screen.
This just in: Joe Biden is the next president of the United States.
I disagree, but go ahead.
Oh wait, no, sorry. I sorry.
All right. You thought I was gonna switch and be like, oh no. All right. Watch this. Here we go. Because I thought this was crazy when I saw this, and I saw
Pretty
this
sure
live.
he's going to pack the courts. He might ban fracking or he might not. You don't really know. In fact, you have no right to know. So just shut up and vote. He's not orange, therefore you're required to vote for him. At a rally in Michigan on Saturday, Biden muddied the waters for the very first time. He announced his support for something called Badakothkar. In fact, he said it's a fundamental human right.
Barack and I think it's a right for people to have bad health care.
Got
Did
that?
y'all hear
It's
that?
right for people to have Badakothkar.
is Biden
I
a member of
literally
And if you don't have
heard
Badakothkar
nothing, but
soon,
it could be because I'm on acid.
Joe Biden will make sure that you do. That's his pledge to you.
You're killing me, Small.
But giving every American Badakothkar isn't easy. Joe Biden knows that. So he's going to mobilize a pressure
There's
campaign
another one
to get it done. What kind
coming
of
up.
campaign to get Badakothkar? Joe Biden has thought a lot about it. Here's his solution.
Look, I'll do what he's unable to do. I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Did you hear that?
Joe Biden's going to do that.
That
Donald Trump can't do
I
that.
I heard
Donald
a
Trump
bunch of shit, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure if that was a word.
it definitely wasn't a word. And Tim Pool did a take on it, and he said I watched it about 5 or 6 times over and over and over again. he used some kind of program to write it down to get the letters, and then he just kind of pronounced it perfectly. So if you hear Tim Pool say it, he says it just like Joe Biden. But yeah, he went on like what he said was real, and that care is something that's a right. Uh, that's that I can't believe that that's what they're pushing on us for for the president of the United States.
Well, I mean, what I was saying earlier, man, which has to do with exactly this, which the video itself, I don't even know what to say. Like I've seen like the la type of video before, and I was like, oh, I mean, that's all you can really say is oh. But like when I say things like controlled opposition, you can have a company that is 90% for the people, but then the people that run it, or the shareholders, whatever you want to think, there's a multitude of lines of reasons that you can think of this video. And if 10% is corrupted, then everything, or I mean, think of it in terms of a math problem. If you have an algebraic equation and you have like 1% off from the actual answer over a course of time, as the equation is inputted, if it's 1% off after a good while, there is a very big distinction of that equation from the actual equation. Now, to simplify what I was saying, essentially, let's say let's say that Fox News is controlled. There are certain people, like they'll give you like 75-50% of the truth, but you don't know what is and is not the truth, because 90% of the time you are not there to confirm. And generally the only reality that people can truly confirm what is and isn't reality is the reality that they themselves witness, which goes
and
back to
that and that can't even be that accurate.
mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. I think maybe your distrust in uh, in the world has taken over your biases.
It's not just in the world. It's sometimes I can't even trust a fart sometimes.
Now that is true, and I will give you that argument, especially at this age. Um, it's happened to me far more than I would like to admit. Also, 3 minutes ago, CNN projections Senator Cornyn wins re-election for Texas. So thank God Texas stays red.
Okay, let me try to reevaluate or say again what I'm trying to say.
Well, I kind of get what you're saying. I think that you take it a little bit further than I would take it
Mm-hmm.
in your distrust of the system, okay,
Well, it's not the system, I would say,
or
but it is at
humanity.
the same time. Oh, no, 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 no. I distrust certain powers within humanity, but I don't view humanity as the masses in a negative light, because I see them as misguided individuals. And even if it got to the
Well,
point
maybe you
where,
actually have a higher view of people than I do, because if when you say that, I distrust people uh, as a learned reaction because of my reality and my lived experiences.
right, right, and
Whoa,
like,
whoa! Shut up, CNN. They just tried to take over the stream.
listen here, man. We are the convoluted news network. We are taking the mantle of CNN from CNN. They
I
are
did. I
beta.
just closed it down. I ain't having that CNN shit interject on this stuff.
But essentially, the name of our channel, I mean, is a perfect representation to what I at least believe. I'm not going to speak for Sage or Oni,
Well, I always viewed you as kind of a hippie type.
Well, there's parts of me that are hippie, and there's parts of me that certain people would view as like fucking fascists.
Well,
But
I don't know that I've ever described or thought of you as a fascist, but I definitely have viewed you as a hippie redneck.
That's a
Return
pretty
to
good,
monkey.
accurate description.
And it's not an insult. It's just you have a. There have been times where you look at people in a much lighter sense than I look at people.
uh-huh.
So, which is why earlier in our conversation, if when we were talking about, the shit hits the fan, and I said, if I don't know you, you're dead, meaning that it's me and my family and my friends that are with me that I'm
Real
taking
question
care
is, how do you know that? How do you know that you're not in a dream right now?
of. I just
That
have
is.
faith that I'm not.
I mean,
Okay, so it's
honestly,
basically like
man.
religion.
I better wake
It
up
could
real
be.
quick.
It could be religion,
About to
but
go down.
religion itself is created by man to control man. Having faith in a higher being is not a religion.
I mean, reality itself is confusing, man. Like
Yeah,
sometimes I don't even know what's real and what's not, and that's not
I don't
taking
have
the
that
extent.
problem yet. I haven't got there yet, but maybe as
Well,
I get older.
from an extent is like maybe you haven't, maybe you've been alive so long that you've been indoctrinated to such an extent that you don't see it, or maybe you just have a different perspective. Let's just say that reality itself is controlled by the media, which is slowly being replaced by social media. So if reality is controlled by social media, then it's dictated by the masses. Then if it's dictated by the masses, then what if the masses said 2 plus 2 equals 3?
They've
But
tried it.
well, they've tried it, and if the masses succeed, and I'm not speaking in the masses in a very negative sense, because I recognize that the masses themselves have been manipulated to the point that they have no choice but to believe what they believe, and it's understandable. Like when you're on the mountain of life, you can only see what you can see, and you can only see what's presented to
Yes,
you.
your
And if
perception is your reality.
your perception is your reality, exactly. So Scott Adams, he is a person on YouTube. Spets, you might be familiar with him, but I'm not sure if you are or not. You might be. You should be. But he has this theory, which it's a fraction of what my theory on reality is. But he says people see reality as a movie, and there are currently two movies going on right now.
On the same screen.
Uh-huh, on the exact same screen.
Yeah.
And basically whichever screen people looks to becomes their reality. So
Right.
when you have things like that and people are watching a movie, people fail to understand that you're watching a movie of reality, and just because the movie is there does not make it reality. So maybe, for example, both movies in front of you are not real, and that they're just a social contraption designed by default to distract you. And then take, for example, that in one particular movie, like 90% of it is true, but the other 10% is designed by default to uh, 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 to take you in the wrong direction. Now, if you're taken in a wrong direction, in present, it's not really a big deal. But if you're like 10% in the wrong direction over, let's say, 100 years, then that becomes a huge ordeal. That takes you so far off the equation. If we're going in terms of math, for example, which I absolutely hate math, I think it's an absolute abomination on the human race. But regardless of that, I'm still going to talk on it.
You need to find the blueprint.
My God, y'all are lucky to hear me even discuss math. But if you're off by even like 1% in a math equation, which honestly, if I'm being real, that's me 99% of the time. By the time you're done with the equation, you're so far away from the answer, even though every single thing except for one letter or one number that you put in was incorrect. Just that, not even 1%. You're so far off the mark that you're not even in the same reality as where you started from. The system, from my point of view, is so corrupt that it's designed to lead you in the right direction, but just far off the notch that you end up in a completely different universe by the time you're done, which is why it's so dangerous. And that is my rant. You can thank our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legend.
I
Guys,
understand.
be sure to sign up for bluechew.com/convoluted.
10% off.
I got an email earlier whenever somebody mentioned abortion, but I just got it. It was from Planned Parenthood.
Do they have a
Down-
discount?
Yeah.
No
Free
way.
abortion card. Some Plan B pills.
Wow.
You gotta
Is this
sacrifice your
open to white
firstborn,
people as
but
well? Is this open to white people as well?
yeah,
Or are they just keeping it in minority neighborhoods?
they have to. White people have to sacrifice their firstborn in order to get that discount.
Interesting. I do understand your view. I kind of understand it. I think there's part of it maybe a drunken.
Oh, there's definitely a lot of alcohol involved.
At least some of it drunken.
Yeah,
that
but
rant right there was
I get some of what
Hennessy
you're
and
trying
booze.
to say. I do get what you're trying to say, but my response to that and to being able to accept the reality that's going on around us is I feel like you have to change up your sources. Now, I will admit that people, as I said earlier, people are stupid, so they're
Hey now.
they're perfectly
You're an
content.
all-star.
They're perfectly content with told what to think and what to feel from CNN or MSNBC. They watch, their one channel and think that those people are being honest with them.
And
Half the
so,
time, what they're watching is an opinion show, and they think it's news.
well, sometimes you gotta get your game on.
Oh,
Hey now,
Just play.
these media
Get the show on,
organizations,
get paid.
sometimes
these media
You're a rock star.
organizations, these are multi-billion-dollar, multi-international companies. They don't give a fuck about us.
There's more than one international.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. They, at the end of the day, these media organizations, and I mean this, I'm painting in broad strokes right here, so please don't hold it against me. But these
I'll hold
media
something against you.
organizations, they essentially what they want is outrage clicks. So they
That's
come
what
up
they
with
have.
these super outrageous titles that have no distinction in terms of reality,
Oh, my bad.
and they're trying to get you to click it because as of now, television in general is dying and the internet is rising. It will replace television. That is not an opinion, that is a fact. That is the future of independent media or
Or
media
we
in
hope.
general.
We hope that's the future.
Well, I
Because
mean,
currently we have YouTube and Google fighting that future left and right.
yes, they don't like the fact that their people that their creators are succeeding, which is absolutely sad because they could destroy modern television in general if they stopped freaking handicapping their creators.
Does somebody have a donkey in their house?
My two puppies are fighting each other right now. They're looking
Oh.
at each other and yelling.
It literally sounds like a fucking donkey.
I didn't know what it was, and I didn't want to pass judgment on you.
The donkey show.
It wouldn't surprise me if he had a fucking donkey in his house.
I'm gonna try to mute my mic. I don't know how to though, but I'm gonna try to.
Oh, Spets, I don't want to hear your voice at all, man. Like it's like Jesus.
Biden's at 133.
No, I can't figure out how to mute it. So, oh well. You get to listen to my wife talk.
Trump is still ahead in the popular vote. He's at 50%. Biden is at 47.8.
I'm surprised a bunch of these East Coast states still haven't closed their polls. Oh, okay, mail-in ballot. All right.
Are you going in tomorrow? Or are you gonna just do the afternoon shift?
They still got to count those, and that's possibly going to change some things up.
This says still there's going to be mail-in ballots tomorrow by 5 p.m. Or the mail-in ballots are going to have until 5 p.m. tomorrow to arrive.
Which is odd because prior to this election, they didn't do that. All the mail-in ballots had to be in by a certain time already so that they could be counted on today. When people requested that they get an absentee ballot or whatnot, all that stuff was turned in and done beforehand, and they never allowed extra time. So why that they're allowing extra time now makes no sense.
I had seen I had read some articles yesterday, and it was talking about mail-in ballots or votes in general have till November 23rd, 25th. It was one of those two dates to get in. And then electoral votes have till the end of December to be casted. But I don't know how trustworthy that was, because it's kind of always been this date is after this date there's no longer any voting.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to interject for a moment here and say that Florida is reporting at 91%. And thankfully, Raid Shadow Legends is setting at 51% of the vote of the most amazing game in the world that you should play. But in all seriousness, Donald Trump is at 51% in Florida, 91% reporting, 62% reporting for Georgia. Trump is at 55%. He's won that. Let's be honest here. So that's Florida and Florida and Georgia going to Trump. Wisconsin is in
It is close though in Georgia. Because it's 62%. It's only a 300,000 vote difference.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, I mean, like Texas had an issue with 157,000 votes that were cast via
Pennsylvania
mail-in ballots that they tried to fight.
Iowa says until November 9th that the mail-in ballots won't be done.
I wonder where I can find that. Where can I see when the mail-in ballots are? I am happy to see that right now the House leading for Republicans. And in the Senate, though, the Republicans are currently losing.
Texas is going Trump. It's still a close race. Donald Trump, 51%. Wisconsin, 51% Donald Trump, 47% Joe Biden. I'm going to go and call it. Wisconsin goes Trump. Texas goes Trump. For next election, that is when we'll have to worry about Texas going blue, but I don't think we're going to have to worry about Texas
worried
going
about
blue.
this one.
I wouldn't worry about Texas going blue this election. It's 73%, 51 Trump, Joe Biden 47%.
You know the problem that so many people are moving from California to Texas.
Yeah, but of course,
droves.
From what I've read, many people that are moving from California to Texas are Republicans or people that are fed up with the certain mentality that others lead, in which case we should vote this one particular party, and if you don't vote this one particular party, then you are effectively a Nazi.
Well,
I think it's pretty clear that you're a Nazi, though.
You know, I mean, in all seriousness, I have been on what people would call a Nazis podcast or a white supremacist podcast. I mean this
That's
in
because
all.
you are a white supremacist Nazi.
Well, I guess so. Hell Hitler for what it's worth, but maybe
You
I
fucking
shouldn't say that.
racist.
You denounce
Uh,
white supremacy.
See, I mean, what's fucked up? Me just saying that, say this blew up overnight. Me just saying that one word could literally screw me over in like 100 different job markets, which is
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely
but
sad.
most people would know that it was just a joke.
They would have
Yeah.
to watch 2 hours to fucking find it.
It
They're
doesn't
like, y'all
matter
have
what
to y'all have to watch the whole thing in context.
it doesn't matter what most people think. Well, it does, but it doesn't. It matters what the corporations or social media says people should think. And all they have to do is show me saying one side of one thing, and suddenly I'm the worst person on the fucking planet, and everyone should attack me. But secretly, if I'm being low key, I hope they do, because that would just bring traffic to this channel and bring traffic to the ideology that is Navi. And
Wait, what's ideology?
it is
Similar to ideology.
Did you say ology? Are you Muslim now?
Scientology? Is that what you said?
look,
It's
y'all
almost
need to
like
calm
science,
down.
bro.
Y'all need to stop spreading fake
Allahology.
news. Hell, yes,
It's like Kamalaology.
I believe in Kamala iced tea. I believe in drinking the Kamala tea. Anyone that stands against me is actually a
Dude.
racist.
Wait, did you just say the Kamala Golden Stream?
I actually did, but I didn't.
Here's the motherfucking tea.
That is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. You should be ashamed of what you just said.
That's
Drink it,
malarkey.
Drink it.
Okay, Joe Biden. I'm
Come
going
on,
to
man.
this particular session to take a break for just a moment and refill my drink and getting even more fucked up. So you'll actually probably at this extent, I'm more drunk than I've been in a very, very, very long time. So you're going to really see the
Lev,
true
is that a
Tom.
live stream? for
Yes.
us?
Yes,
Okay.
y'all get to witness like my utter glory.
Not what you're talking about, genius. Cleb, you there?
I am a
Glory.
genius,
It's
thank
gonna be
you.
a fucking disaster.
What's up?
Yeah, you guys probably gonna have to put him to bed.
Maybe.
in.
Do I need to come over there and tuck him into bed?
He's gonna be absolutely plastered. No, I'm just gonna leave him in the floor and let the dogs piss on him.
Is he really that plastered? He's on the floor?
No, but he might be before the night's over with.
I really hope he's not on the floor, man, because that means he's in trouble if he's on the fucking floor.
I wish I would have been able to drink.
Is he on the window at least, or maybe on the walls?
I mean, he's already sweating.
Wow.
What do you mean? I'm up here sweating.
See if we can get some people watching.
Poor Navi. So is he like in trouble right now?
He's probably only had fucking 3 drinks.
Shit,
Oh
He's
my God.
starting the fourth.
Tell him I said quit being a bitch.
Wait, how many shots did you take?
How many shots?
Yeah.
Ask him if he
like
wants a
2,
blowjob.
3? I don't know.
2.
2.
Dude, I took like 12 shots out of some wild turkey within an hour.
Ask him if he
and I was
ask him if he wants a
fucking awful.
blowjob.
You said what, John?
Ask him if he wants a blowjob.
This handsome man wants to give you a bluey.
You gotta give him a dobby. Yes, master. Master, give me a sock. My poop sock.
I'll put the sock to good use.
Rub me off on the sofa.
He's waiting for you, Trey. He has acquisitioned you.
Okay, I'm coming.
Trey's just one foot in front of the other.
I understand I have been acquisitioned by a certain someone. I'm ready for whatever acquisition is waiting for me. So come at me, bro.
The dick of the sucking is about to happen.
Tell him to get back on the fucking mic.
Brah, I'm right here, man.
Okay, good. I thought you had fucking tapped out already.
No, I had to go take a piss and make a drink.
Oh, okay. The fans don't want to fucking hear you tap out, man. What the hell?
I'll start letting them listen to me piss.
Let's not do that. Let's not go that far.
Looks like Biden has
the
won.
golden stream. That's what we call the golden stream.
Biden has won California, Oregon, and Washington by sheer electoral vote.
Yeah, that is like
that was to be expected.
Just immediately. Like they didn't. They're.
It's 209 to 112 right now. I'm so excited.
The meltdown. Oh Lord. I mean, for the record, I'm going to succeed no matter who wins. But I still believe Trump is going to win.
Did you say succeed or secede?
I'm leaving the nation, boys. It's its own.
It's a success either way.
Actually, this live stream is actually propaganda in order to engage the two viewers, if we still have those two viewers.
I think we're going to get some more viewers here because I just put this on my Facebook page and I sent it out to the tens of thousands of followers I have.
I did too, and I put it on my Pornhub channel too.
Well, there you go.
I was thinking about putting it on my OnlyFans as well.
Hayden, the picture that you chose to freaking beat the thumbnail.
It's the boys.
You know what? I might even tag this. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go right here and comment and tag Donald Trump so you can come check it out.
But honestly, we have 4 watching, so you're right. But have y'all seen the thumbnail Sage chose for this video?
Yes, it's awesome.
I am Jesus.
It's the Boyos.
No, you're not Jesus. You're definitely not Jesus, but
more like a Judas.
You do kind of look like him.
You know, still, have any of y'all read from the Lost Book of Judas?
Don't go there, Trey. I mean, Navi.
Oh, whoa. My legal name isn't even Trey, so how dare you call me something that I am
Sorry. I meant Orville Redenbacher.
Orville Redenbacher? What is this, a popcorn? I'm about to freaking pop every state of the nation.
Is that a new sponsor? Popcorn?
So, John,
Corn pop?
what did you think of the end of our last podcast we did, to where I did that visual comparison between you and Kim Jong-un?
I loved it. I told you I fucking loved it already.
I don't remember
when you asked me before.
Are you that far
it's
gone?
At the very end of the video, and it's like.
It was. I told you it was fucking hilarious. What did you not understand when I said that?
I couldn't remember.
You have to excuse this man. He's becoming Biden-like.
I mean, I really do.
He's fucking becoming sleepy Arville.
In terms of short-term memory, I do have a very bad case of short-term memory. But in terms of long-term memory, like, my memory is like fucking crazy, man. Like, it's a very strange thing. I worry for my health. Like, am I a normal human, or am I like a supercomputer, in which case I control paste all relevant and old information, but I control alt delete all brand new information? I'm sorry, I was speaking Matrix lingo. Oh,
You're always speaking fucking Matrix lingo.
Navi dumb. Navi hit what he doesn't understand. Oh,
All right. So I have officially put out my notices to my good friend Donald Trump, Tim Pool, and Steven Crowder. So maybe they'll do us a favor and retweet us or highlight
Yo,
us.
the next president's going to be Joe Biden, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think so. For
Trump's
sure.
gonna get on stage. These good men on this podcast.
and shoot out and be like, it's convoluted.
Half of the
Boy,
12 disciples together looking for their Jesus. But he drunk too much wine.
and he's on the floor.
I'm sorry, guys. I actually drank a little too much.
Low.
I'm just sad that Oni is going to be my Judas. He's not going to understand me, and he's going to sell me away for like one nickel. Probably not even that. Probably like a penny.
Let's see where we're at.
You're not going to have to worry about me selling you away. I'll fucking drag you outside and put you up on that cross myself.
With
Oh,
only
shit.
3% in California, they're giving Joe Biden California.
It says provisional ballots will be counted in the days and weeks after the election.
Why?
Trump's
they do
gonna
that?
win.
Count provisional ballots. Those are people that haven't registered to vote or messed up their voting, and so because we're not legally allowed to say no, you can't vote, or some nonsense like that, they give them provisional ballots.
Wait. Don't you have 3 weeks when polls open until the actual election?
I only know of ever knowing. I've only ever voted on November 3rd. That's all I've ever done. I've honestly never looked into the micro level rules, so I only know of voting on November 3rd. I do know that if any other year, if you were planning on being out of the country or something like that, you could request an absentee ballot, or if you were like with the military, you could request an absentee ballot and cast your ballot. And then there's early voting for the older people that wouldn't be able to go out on November 3rd, that kind of voting. But I know that all of those ways of voting in the past have had cutoff dates, cutoff times. And usually by the time the polls closed, the voting booths closed on November 3rd in our past, that would be when they would decide who the winner was, because everything had already been counted then. Then technically, they only had to wait, I think it was a week or 2 weeks for the electoral college to go through that process, which is why in 2016 we saw all of that stuff from Hollywood begging the electoral college to reverse, and choose Hillary instead of Trump. That's why we saw those commercials back in 2016, because they were begging them to change their minds or whatever.
Okay, let me take a short interjection to give everyone a recap on what the election is going like. Florida at 98% Florida reporting. Sorry for my horrible English. I am from Mexico or India. Florida is at 51.3% Trump. Pennsylvania, which is another one to watch, 46% reporting, 55% Trump, 42% Biden. We can probably, it's only 56% reporting right now, and there could be a huge change. But honestly, it's probably Trump. Wisconsin, which is another one to watch, 51% Trump, 51.2 exactly, and Biden 47%, 59% reporting. Essentially, the only one that isn't showing any results at all is Nevada. If honestly, with Trump, if Trump wins Texas, which he's at 74% 74% right now done with Texas, and he's at 51.5%, about to be 52%, and Joe Biden is only at 47%. We could be looking at Trump just barely fucking scraping out a victory.
We went from professional drunk to effing drunk.
Oh, you know what? Sometimes you gotta do what the people need you to do.
It is interesting though, and since the last time we talked about it, that his lead, Trump's lead in Texas, has jumped up another 200,000 votes.
And let's go back to Virginia, which is where we started at.
I like his TV
Virginia is at 58% reporting, even though that was decades ago. They should be done by now, but some shenanigans that are causing my almonds to really buzz right now are really going on.
Do not ever say your almonds buzzing.
Trump is at 52% victory status.
Right now, I need a
Biden is at 46.1%. So he's still a hell of a long ways behind Trump.
I need our announcer to come in with one of our sponsors real quick.
Sunday, get AFK Arena for free, absolutely free, no money down, and you can get Naruto as a special token.
I thought Pleb was going to do the.
Pleb, why don't you do a sponsor for us? Read us off.
Crash and burn. There goes the stream. We just lost all our viewers.
Jesus Christ, Pleb.
Did he fall asleep?
No, I'm not asleep.
The moment we needed him the most.
I'm not paying full attention. I'm sorry. I'm talking to a young lady friend.
By that, hey. How the fuck do you know she's a lady? Let's just play that out
there's no way to be sure, but I think she's a fucking lady.
Did you just assume her gender?
I did assume her gender, and I am sorry for everybody listening out there. I did assume her gender, and I apologize.
She a potential sponsor.
She could be a they them. Sorry.
Is she a sponsor?
Look, the only thing that you can do right now is kill yourself live on Facebook.
Well, if everybody wants to log in right now to my Facebook, I will kill myself on Facebook. Let me get a couple more beers in me, and I will make that happen.
Do we get a discount?
Yes, if you go to bluechew.com/convoluted,
you will get 2 free tires.
You will get 2 free tires.
If you just vote for Donald Trump J right now, you will get 3 dildos in the mail so that the government can personally fuck you themselves.
Actually, if you just write in my name, Brian Morris, Houston, Texas, and we make this a year that I would appreciate.
Oh, Brian, it looks like nobody voted for you. You should be ashamed.
Oh man, I just. All right.
I just added up all the votes, and if Trump wins all the ones that are leaning red, he will have 286.
Interesting.
He will what?
You know what's funny though is nobody's going to show that.
If Trump wins all the states that are leaning red right now, he will have 286.
Leaning or showing?
Like on the Google page.
2 exits. What's that mean?
To exit. What are you talking about?
I'm lost.
I believe that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, this might be the alcohol talking. But you just said 2 exits, right?
286.
Oh, 286. Okay.
Which is an exit. It's just not here.
It definitely was the alcohol talking.
Look here. Trump's about to open up a gateway to hell as the true Antichrist of America.
I'm going to say it's a good thing that we don't have cameras right now.
It's a good thing because I just felt like
I'm actually really glad I don't have fucking cameras right now.
Yeah, because like half the time
All
I've
I'm
been
doing is
talking, my
taking my
eyes have
medication
been
in my
closed.
underwear right now.
Well, I mean, that's what the people want. Well, I mean, we're streaming to Pornhub right now. They
No, not
want
Pornhub.
Thick Morris.
OnlyFans.
Thick
Everything's big
Morris.
in Texas. OnlyFans.com/everything's big in Texas. If you want to support
www.onlyfans.thickmorris.com.
Thickmorris.com. This is one of those commercials when you say Thick Morris multiple times and it buries it in your head so that by the time you hang up this stream later on tonight, when you're like,
That's OnlyFans.com/ThickMorris.
Thick Morris. Everything's bigger in Texas.
OnlyFans.com/ThickDickMorris.
We've got a bunch of independents, a fucking anarchist, and a fucking like honest to God
Christian
like Christian conservative white male in this chat right now, and we're just fucking shit talking and having a great time. There's so many podcasts going on right now, and they're just screaming at one another about
They're screaming at one another, and we're just a bunch of beaners and white people yelling at each other.
I want to
We're just
find those
having
things,
fun.
but Reddit keeps closing them down.
Look at your username.
What, my username? Oh, what'd you change it to? Oh no! Oh no!
I'm sorry, Tyler. Guys, I have an announcement to make. I made a slight mistake in my predictions. Apparently, I left the freezer open.
Oh, the ice is melted.
Every freaking ice cube is gone. Trump
So
lost
essentially, ISIS
everything.
is dead.
Good.
Oh. Isn't it funny how Trump fucking
Right.
wins, and then
thought he was gonna
suddenly
say, "Isn't it
ISIS?
ironic?"
We haven't talked about ISIS in like 20 fucking years. I just think that's a very humorous coincidence.
That's because ISIS is a total fraud. It's not real.
Me and Sage were discussing earlier about how what were you talking about? And then I said that it's actually a perfect description of ISIS in general. You were talking about something completely unrelated, but in all honesty, it fucking perfectly described ISIS in general.
When was this?
Today.
I don't remember that.
It was something completely unrelated to ISIS.
The only time that ISIS was brought up today was right now.
Yeah, I just made that joke about the ice.
No. This was before the stream.
I don't know, but I cannot find any actual discussions on Reddit politics. They say that they're discussion threads, but they're not actually discussion threads.
Man, Reddit. Man, I have like 20 fucking accounts that have either been deleted or like I've completely forgot the login information. And the stuff that I talked about, one of my accounts was Make Earth Great Again. And it was an amazing account.
Oh, here we go.
And I lost everything to that account. I have no idea what the login information is or anything. It's quite a travesty for the human race. Like the things we could have done with that information contained within is completely unbounded to everything.
You're a travesty to the human race.
You know what? Your mom is as well, so you can suck my fucking dick, you absolute pleb.
My mom's dead, you fucking asshole.
Because I killed her. Oh, I'm sorry.
You know what? That's fucking terrible, and that's racist because my mom is Hispanic and you're fucking white, and that's racist.
Oh man.
Racism is bad.
The glove fits. You did it.
Oh,
Trey
I fucking
J.
love you. I
Alright,
fucking love you guys, and that's not just because I've been drinking scotch and beer. It's because I really love you guys.
so
You know
this
who
is
I don't love?
this
Trey,
is
because he left the fucking freezer open.
from Billy Nut Buster. His score has been hidden, but he's on Reddit, and he posted this 14 minutes ago. It sounds like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin are looking quite bad for Trump. It does not look like the red mirage might be a real thing. I'm still nervous, but looking better than it did. I just wanted to bring that comment to you guys.
I'm looking at Wisconsin right now, and it's 51.6% Trump. A difference of almost 100,000 votes.
Wow. How's Pennsylvania doing?
Pennsylvania, it's for Trump right now. It is at 55.6% Trump and 41.9% Biden.
Maybe this guy's just 15 minutes behind the news.
I don't trust anybody in the news, man. Like, even the people
I trust everyone in the news,
Especially CNN.
trust your
especially
news.
CNN and Fox News.
They are very credible.
Credible.
Well, CNN is essentially the convoluted news network, so I'm glad you have faith in us,
I thought it was China News Network.
Oh no, we are the convoluted news network. We actually have a thumbnail that is CNN with our logo in it. It's absolutely quite glorious. You should look at it and witness the glory that is the future. Texas is 75% reporting, 51.6% Trump, 47.1% Biden. Let's just go on and call it Texas is going red, folks. There's no other way it's going to go. Maybe next election cycle you'll have a chance, but if you're a blue voter, honestly, you're just fucked. So why don't you just fucking
Well,
delete your profile?
here's a good one that I think we can all appreciate by Florida girl Nikki. She posted this 22 minutes ago, and she says it's not over yet, guys. Talking about Florida. Let's go over and look at Florida. Florida, we're at 98% in.
51.3% Trump.
Donald Trump has a lead of 400,000 votes. No, it's technically not over. Biden still has a chance. But I think she's wrong. I think Donald Trump's definitely going to take Florida.
Trump's going to win the election, folks. It's going to be, like I said at the beginning of this podcast, it's going to be by a nut hair's length. He's barely going to win it. But my God,
Proud of
if
you
he
being
does,
progressive and saying nut hair, not cunt hair.
well, whatever hair. Good Lord, we're in for a long time up until the inauguration. Jesus Christ.
Inauguration.
Inauguration. Listen here. This is my channel. If
I'm
you
so glad I'm not drinking, so I can still keep this road or keep this car on the road.
All right,
Look
Grandpappy
here.
Nappy, you've been hitting the sauce too much. I'm gonna have to dip your shit in wax. so you
Look
can't
here,
find that
listen
anymore.
here, folks. I'm about to tell you what reality actually is, and I'm letting my countryside run the show right now.
You tell him.
You goddamn right, son. I'm about to put some tobacco in your eye, and I'm going to shoot you with my daddy's
Did
45.
I get kicked? What was that noise? Did we lose a watcher? No.
Hmm.
No, I don't know what happened. I don't know what that noise was.
I completely lost my train of thought. I guess Biden's going to
Probably
win
a
the
good
election.
thing.
No, we have one viewer, an amazing person, pure power.
Who is our viewer?
Goldfield, you are a god.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're a god. I am God.
And demonetized.
Gandhi.
More like Gotti.
Oh shit,
Got
boys.
him.
My bad. I was still watching it on my phone.
Oh, you were watching the stream on the phone?
I'm
Darn.
just fucking with you.
Yeah, that's our viewer. Don't go on like our viewer.
Guys, Chank just said, "Screw Bernie Sanders. You're gonna kill people in the streets."
What's Bernie Sanders have to do with? the
I thought
election.
pretty.
Bernie Sanders is a hero. He fought in Vietnam and he fought for your rights. So you need to recognize.
He fought for your right to party.
Sorry about that. I just felt it was needed to do.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ride all the way to Texas and vote.
So, Old Man Spetz,
So
there
it's
is a
it's
good
it's electoral votes 209 to 118. Biden.
Yeah, but Trump hasn't got Florida or Texas or any of the big things, even though
Yeah,
they're
they're not giving him. They're not giving him the ones that he's won.
he's won Florida, he's won Texas, he's won
Georgia,
he
North Carolina.
Look, y'all are
he's
just
won
gonna have to
Ohio.
accept
Pennsylvania.
the fact that Biden is gonna be our next president. You just have to deal with that.
Ohio.
I mean, if you look at the Google one, a lot of the remainders are already red leaning. And if he wins those, all of them that are red leaning, I don't know if you heard me say this earlier, he'll be at 286.
I honestly think Joe Jorgensen is gonna take this election.
He's going to steal it out of nowhere.
No, she.
Oh, it's
Yeah, it's a she. It's definitely a
her
she.
math.
Looks like a man though.
Well, I mean, I'm a fucking demon. So, I mean, I don't really care about fucking political correctness.
It's either a she or a they them. I'm not sure which one.
You haven't been told what which gender they are. Well,
So
I
how
mean,
am I supposed to know?
see, that's what's so retarded about it. A person can say, "Oh, this person is obviously a woman," and then that person be like, "Oh, I'm obviously a male," and then you re-look at that person, and then they're like the ugliest person, the ugliest woman you've ever seen. But if they're a male, then they're somewhat handsome, I guess, if you want to be PC about it. And basically people are left with a reality that's so crumbled that it doesn't even constitute as a reality itself. It's like some degenerate version of autism with AIDS. And they're like, what the fuck is going on? And then when they ask the question, what the fuck is going on? Every freaking loser in society is like, oh, you're a racist, you're a Nazi, you should just kill yourself live on Facebook and I'll be happy.
That's interesting. Not what you said. Sorry.
Oh,
Arizona went for Trump last at 2016, and he won by a little over 100,000 votes. Hillary Clinton